You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting season. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests, only got the best. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and eat, gonna disagree. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song to the break of dawn. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready, you got one more chance. You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting season. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Hey. Welcome to the show. How you guys doing?
What's going on, Joe? Thank you for having us on, bud.
You're getting double applause. That's how awesome we're doing over here. My name is Joe Rad. Welcome to the show. It's PlayStation's Collectors Podcast, Season 3, Episode 44. Dear God. I think we might only have one more episode in this season, guys. Then we might actually do a new one. But yeah, this is a good one. I'm looking forward to it. Today we have two special guests. We have Jim and we have Brian from DrinkABeer and PlayAGame. How you guys doing?
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for having us on, Joe. Really appreciate it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
And
cheers,
I see that
bud.
you're keeping up with the theme. We got games, we got drinks. I like it. Sounds good.
We always dabble. We always need an excuse. It's not a problem. It's definitely
Now-
a problem.
Do you guys view alcohol as like a performance enhancing drug in games? Because I literally think, isn't it true, like in like professional esports, like you're not allowed to drink and you're not allowed to take Adderall and stuff like that? I'm like, is that true? Like, I think that's like the thing now, right? They like test people, you're not allowed to do certain things.
I mean, Adderall's an upper, so I can definitely
Mhm.
see that. As much
Well,
as
drinking is like in shooting sports, like you shooting guns and stuff. I know you're like not allowed to drink because I heard that's like you get better because you're like relaxed. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, it dulls the senses and it takes away the inhibitions. I think with gaming, we've definitely done some drunk marathons, and I will say that you become a little more relaxed. I don't know if you call it a flow state, but I think in certain games you don't care as much. So maybe that takes the nerves out of it. So I could see the argument, but if it's something that requires too much precision, you're gonna be all over the place. Let's be honest. Depends how drunk you get too.
plus beer is fun and guns are fun, and playing with guns while drinking beer is fun. So everyone should definitely do that all the time.
Agreed. I think my fondest gaming plus beer memories has to be the old N64 wrestling days. Like me and my boys, my God, we had some nights that I vaguely remember. But yeah, like we would just play that game and we would drink, and like towards the end of the night, we would just actually wrestle. Pretty much is what would happen. And someone would end up like throwing through a wall or something like that. Yeah, it was good times, man. Yeah, very, very good. But I can't.
What was
say,
your
like,
go-to? I wanted to ask, what was your go-to wrestling move when you'd be drinking? Everyone had the go-tos.
Oh, me? Nah, dude. Power bombs probably what I'd be trying to do. But I don't know.
Look at the show off over here. Most people
Yeah,
just
well-
like slip with the guy in a headlock and call it a DDT. This guy over here is picking everybody up.
Mhm. Yeah, I said. Well, we ended up throwing through the walls and stuff. Yeah, we broke stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, the good old days.
Mhm.
But yeah. So tell us a little bit about your podcast. What do you guys do? What do you guys like to collect? Why don't you go first, Jim?
So we are Jim and Brian drink a beer and play a game on YouTube. So the page started out, we tell this all the time, basically how it was really a reason for Brian and I to get together like once a week and get away from our girlfriends at the time, who are now both our wives. And yeah,
Didn't work.
yeah, I mean, it still gets us away from them sometimes, so it's fine. It's just more complaining. But yeah, so we get to hang out, drink some beers, play some games. It was a very simple concept, combining our two loves. We started out mainly as like a review kind of channel, and we would do drinking games, like high production stuff that was way more effort than it was worth. But we always had fun with them. And then, like everyone else, we slowly started to shift towards a podcast. And then once lockdowns hit, we were like, well, I guess we're going to be remote for a while. So the podcast kind of took over as the main thing, but we still get around to our reviews and some other videos. Brian just did a tier list video of every friggin' enemy in Fallout 3. So
Saw that.
he has his
That's really cool.
projects and his shorts going on. So we have a little bit of everything out there. And we have the Power Hour podcast. Please, for the love of God, look that up through our socials because, yeah, we should have picked a more original name because it's impossible to find on its own. But we're a search for DrinkABeer and Play a Game, iTunes and Spotify. You'll find us.
Very cool.
And yes, as far as collecting goes, I'm the one who collects a lot of weird, dumb shit. Like, I love collecting like different so one thing I fell into was getting every version of River Raid. It's in my mind, it's the best game that came out pre-NES. I have at least one version of it on every platform that it came out on. And there's a little while, and I mean, even beyond, like, I have 3 different versions on the Atari, like one of the Brazil versions. There's like 4,000 Brazil versions. I think Atari 2600 actually has about, like, I think close to 200 variants through all the different regions around the world. So when I saw that list, that killed my, I'm going to get every single version thing because that would just be insane. But it's even on, like, besides like the ZX Spectrum or Zed, if you're, one of those foreign weirdos, or, the Commodore or anything like that. I have it on the IBM PC Junior, which is a computer I didn't even hear of. So,
I've never heard of that. That's cool, though.
I have it even on the obscure things like this. Beat up box, but obviously, like, the eBay listings are like once every 4 months for that, if you see that. So I had to hop on it when I could. But besides that, I'll collect like pinball games, or I'll fall into a rabbit hole of getting like an obscure console and then starting to go hard on that. It's been a while because, I'm a dad now, so money's got to go elsewhere. But I was going hard on like the Turbo for a while, the CDI for a while, weird stuff like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, with the collecting, for me, it's like in waves. Like, I do a lot of collecting, and then I'll just be like, oh yeah, I'm an adult. I should like fix my house and fix my car and pay my bills and go to the doctor, and then I'm like, let me take care of life before I buy more toys. So you just gotta have to do that, otherwise collecting is a problem.
I mean, kids don't have to eat 3 times a day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and it's also good for them to learn how to work real young, get some chores done, maybe mow some lawns, figure out.
Exactly. It's a little bit of survival training. You wean them into it.
Yeah, for sure. So River Raid is awesome. I agree. That's like definitely one of my favorite Atari games, hands down. It's like top 5 for sure.
Oh yeah.
And one of the things I find is I've been like super into emulation lately a lot. And Atari is I got the Atari 400 Mini, and I just set off my like Atari kick for like 3 months. I was doing nothing but that. But then like I got like all the ROM sets for Atari, and it's just like you said, it's like, oh my God, why are there 56 versions of this game? Which one is the one I want? They're like, and they're all different names, and they're all the same game, or they'll just be like a straight up rip off of like Pac-Man's another one. There's like a million versions of Pac-Man ish or something like that, where it's like, so it can be a little like overwhelming with those ROM sets, because it's like, here's 6,000 ROMs. I'm like,
and the fan community for the Atari is so insane too, because of how both easy and not easy it is to program for it, because you got to get creative when you only have like less memory than a Word file. So people come up with some crazy shit, but it is kind of like a nice little gateway drug for a lot of developers. Yeah,
that game Atari Blast, have you seen that recently one made? It's like a shmup someone made. It is insane.
Oh yeah, I actually did see that
for an Atari game. Like, it blows me away. Yeah, it's like, to me it seems like almost like an MSX game or something. Like, it's really good. I mean, for youngins, they probably think it's shite, but I think it's amazing for an Atari game. Compared to what I was playing on the Atari, it's goddamn a miracle as far as I'm concerned. It's insane. So,
oh yeah.
So Brian, what about you?
So I think I fell into the trap that a lot of, at least kids I knew growing up, did, which is I had I don't even want to say a big collection as a kid. I had a decent. And then I hit teenage years and I was like, I'm going to sell all this off for some other shit. And of course, like all of us, you go in your 20s and now you're trying to recreate your collection from the past at like 3 times the price. I've always been, me and my brother growing up, we got an NES, and then eventually he got Genesis. I got a Super NES. So we had our taste. But I think the thing that turned around for me and just part of my whole life, Resident Evil Director's Cut. I mean, just Resident Evil, the franchise itself, completely revolutionized my thinking of gaming and just having true horror in game, because I loved Castlevania before this, but let's be honest, I wasn't scared during Castlevania. That obviously I have all the Resident Evils, but I just hold these up because this also started the idea of like games I actually held on to, because I got rid of like half of my PS1 collection. So I've always, even with most of my selling, I managed to hold on to obscure titles, like one from the Genesis, even though it was my brother's system, Haunting.
That's a good game.
I love this game. It's a game that like I'm shocked more people don't know about, and I always feel like everyone should. But yeah, so like with my love of horror games, I don't know if it just happens to be the most expensive genre in gaming, but like when I try to collect for it, it's the prices are just outrageous. So I went on a kick of like, I played every single Atari horror game, NES, Super NES, Genesis, and I was like, I'm gonna get collections for all those. I got 90% through the NES collection. And then I realized like I wasn't doing complete in box. So I hold these two up because I had Friday the 13th and Monster Party, but these boxes are like, this is a repro box. And this one, I don't know what the hell it is, but they just print a label and put it in like this weird, like kind of cartridge thing. Yeah. It was just something for me to hold in. I was like, you know what? I'm fine. I don't need the legit collection because it's not something I plan on ever selling off or doing anything with. So my collecting taste at this point is really, if it's horror and it's not going to break the bank, I'm going to pick it up kind of regardless of what it is. And Jim was even nice enough to find me a good old haunted house for the Atari. I don't even have a working Atari, but I had to have it added to my collection. So
there's a new game with that name. I don't know if you know that.
With Haunted
PS5
House?
Yeah, there's a new PS5 game called Haunted House, and it's I have no idea if it's actually somehow related or connected to that game, but it's like cheap game, like 14, 15 bucks or something. So
yeah. And like I don't know about you, but like as your tastes change, like and the ease of digital, my digital collection is crazy with horror games too. But I converted my back wall. Anything you see in red is horror DVDs. I think I have over like 400 movies now, physical.
Oh yeah, massively. See, that's the thing with horror, and that's why it's so expensive. It's because horror is its own obsession. And it's like if you're into horror movies and you like games, you're obviously going to want all the horror games because it's such a unique experience. It's not the same thing because like you said, like it's supposed to scare you, which is a unique thing for a game to try to do. Like most games that's not their intent. Mario was never like trying to make you spooked out. Boo wasn't that scary or whatever. So there was there's stuff that causes you anxiety, but like nothing that actually tried to terrify you. So like you probably like I had a very similar thing with gaming. Reggie kind of had the same thing too. It's like I went through this Genesis and Super Nintendo and I was like kind of getting a little bit older and I was like, games are kind of kiddie. They're for kids. I kind of have to kind of grow out of this hobby. And I left it behind for a while. And I mean, I still enjoyed games, but I wasn't really into them. And then I played PlayStation 1 and I played Resident Evil. And I was just, holy crap, I couldn't believe how like I said, I was just like, why am I scared? What is happening? Like, why am I terrified? Like the whole experience, I wasn't ready for it at all. So it was just so unique. I was like, I could only play Resident Evil for the first time for like maybe 45 minutes. And I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm not having fun. This is horrifying. Like, but I loved it. And then the other game that like blew my mind was Legacy of Kain Blood Omen. Yep. And she were just a dude with a sword running around slitting people's throats and just sucking blood out of people. I'm like, this shit is metal. Holy crap. This is not Mario. I don't know what this is, but this is not what I was expecting. And so that, and then another game too was Twisted Metal. That game like blew me away. I was like, oh my God, just blowing people up with missiles and shoot. It's just, I don't know. So I think PlayStation, did such a good job capturing that age bracket of the gamers who were growing up and being like, no, don't leave. We'll make games for you. And we were like, wow. And it just like it was awesome. So yeah, I've always had like a passion for horror games too, just because it kind of got me back into gaming. I don't think I would have stayed gaming if it just was all platformers like or something.
I mean, you're pointing out the perfect thing too. And PS1, especially with FMVs, and like a lot of them had such better sounds, like with rock or whatever it was at that time, like 90s. Like you're like, oh my god, like look at the videos you're seeing. So yeah, it felt like the more adult console, and then it just pulled you in. So to your point, horror was a natural progression for that as well. But yeah, I'm glad to hear you went down the similar path as us.
Speaker said, "Do you have the classic Halloween?"
Do you have the classic Halloween 4? Yes, I do. I do have that. I have pretty much any major collection. I have the full collection 4K of the Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, like any major collection. I don't know if you can see in my red light. If you see a Jason mask, that's signed by everyone who's ever played Jason Voorhees. So yeah, if there's collections, that's kind of where I put my money now. And
even the little kid in the lake, even that one.
Not that one. No, he didn't sign that one. But yeah, like Jim knows, we're going to an upcoming convention, and every year I go around. I saw the long box Resident Evil game, and I'm a sucker for long box. Like I actually have like Alien Trilogy, UFO Defense, and we saw it, and I didn't add the final 0. I think it was something like I saw it for like 200 or something. I was like, oh, that's not bad. And I was like, oh no, there's another 0 there. Like it was some outrageous price where I was like,
was it brand new?
I'm not.
I mean, I've seen the long box for like $100 plenty of times.
It blew me away how insane. But then I looked at all their pricing at this particular booth, and I was like, oh, they just upcharge everything. And so yeah, like I'm always on the search for it. But to your point, horror, I guess horror and gaming tends to be the highest price stuff out there.
Yeah, we're gonna turn this into a horror podcast. So there's a couple Blu-ray sets, 4K sets that I'm going to get. Like the first one I'm gonna get is the full Puppet Master set. I have to own it. I must own it. I love those movies. Like to me, if you ask me what's like the perfect cheesy 90s horror movies, Puppet Master is number 1, dude. It is so good. No, I mean it's not good, especially like when you get past part 5 or 6 or whatever. It's not good at all. But
that's when it becomes art.
Correct. I like cheesy things. I like bad stuff. So like I don't mind if it's terrible or it's ridiculous. That doesn't bother me at all. Like I'm a fan of when every franchise goes to outer space, for example. I'm like, yes, here we go. This is gonna suck. We're in space. Like that's like the best. Like Critters went to space. I think Leprechaun went to space. Jason goes to space. Like once you go to space, it's like over. That's like when you jump the shark. So
dude, and if you like Puppet Combo,
thanks killing T's going to space and never did.
Yeah. If you like Puppet Combo, I'm a big fan of Full Moon and everything they did, and they have a lot of 4K releases for all their like Subspecies. I got the 4K for that and that whole series. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I have the DVD of Puppet Combo, not the 4K yet. So I saw, I'm right there with you.
I think it's like $100 something to get the whole thing. It's not too bad. And then I'd also love to get the they have like a full size Blade doll. Have you seen that? The doll too.
I love it. Yeah.
So I have like a really, really addicted personality, especially when it comes to collecting shit. So like I'm terrified to buy any of them because I'm gonna go and buy every single because they have big dolls, little dolls, action figures on cardboard. They have like the whole Puppet Master thing. And I'm just like, oh man, because then I will get all of those, and then I'll be like, well, now that I have all of those, I might as well get all of these and I'll have a whole room full of horror toys. Like
I have the full Nika set of all the Puppet Master sitting right next to me. So yeah, I know the feeling. I'm right there with you.
They're so sick. Like they really are, man. I want them so bad. I want the I'm a huge Evil Dead fan too. Like I'm just obsessed with Evil Dead. So there's a couple cool Ash figures I wouldn't mind having as well. So
Now I'm real curious, Joe. You talking about you're a fan of horror stuff, and especially of what you're talking about. I don't know if you remember Todd McFarlane's Monsters, like
The
those
show,
toys.
TV show.
Well, no,
Okay,
toy
the
sets,
toys.
those like specialty ones. But I like that was another thing as a kid. Like once they started releasing them, I think I was a teenager, so of course I'm too cool for toys and collecting at that point. Now, like I had to go back retro and recollect all of them off of eBay, and you talk about pricing. It's insane.
Oh yeah, I remember going to Newbury Comics and checking those out, drooling over those Spawn toys and the horror figures that he had back then. They were always sick. Yeah, he's the best. The McFarlane toy stuff, it's the best there is. Period. Like nobody like makes stuff as cool as he does, in my opinion. So.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we could talk about horror movies like literally the whole show. I would love to do that, but
I would take up the whole time. Yeah.
Let's talk about Xbox. Woo! Because it's the PlayStation Collectors Podcast. Did you guys watch the Xbox show, or at least some of it?
I watched a lot of the trailers. I didn't sit through a lot of the speeches and presentation because that's.
I don't watch any of that crap.
That's torture for me. I can't do it.
No. I literally only watch the trailers, and I skip usually 90% of them. So,
dude, people who sit through these live, you're sick. You're all sick bastards. Like I don't know how you do it.
There's no way. I can't fake that much enthusiasm either. So,
yeah, same.
And like you know how a lot of these presentations are. It's like not necessarily you're seeing what's good. You're just seeing whoever paid. So
this year, I will say the Xbox, like Jim and I actually just talked about this the other day. Like I was very surprised at how many games I was actually interested in, and looked pretty damn good. Like I was like, wow, this is better than a lot of these showcases have been.
True.
Honestly, for a few years. Like I was like, wow, they pulled all the stops for these games. So yeah, same as you guys. Now here's the deal. Yeah, watching it live, the terrible attempts at humor and whatever you want to call the little in-betweens, I don't care about that. Skip that shit. Just show me the trailers. That's all we want to watch.
They really should.
And we had a weird inverse this year too, because like everyone hated PlayStation's presentation and everyone seemed to like Microsoft's. It's like, when's the last time you heard anyone say that?
Yeah, it was kind of. I'm actually kind of happy. I feel like Xbox been taking a lot of L's, and they kind of need a W. To be honest, like I'm not like so I'm obviously like PlayStation is like my preferred console that I collect for, but like I'm not like one of those people who like doesn't want other companies to succeed. I don't get that whole attitude at all. It's like that's being like I like baseball, so that means football sucks. Everyone likes football sucks. I'm like, what the fuck does that matter, man? Like I don't get it at all. But so yeah, I thought it was a win, and I think it didn't have as much bullshit in it as normal. I thought they did a good job of showing trailers, and a lot of the trailers surprisingly had gameplay. That was impressive too.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but a lot of them did, and I just feel like I can't stand just pure cinematic trailers. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't even know what the game's about.
Yeah. And we've been how many times misled by cinematic trailers that you're like, this is nothing like the game. And so, yeah, I definitely appreciate the gameplay footage. And I mean, I don't know about you, but to me, the star of it, I feel like had to be Doom. I mean, when I just think of the one that really stole the show, at least for me, it did.
So the first thing we had was obviously we had Call of Duty Part 647. Black Ops 92 or whatever we're on. What are we? Black Ops 6. We're on 6,
Black Ops 6. Yep.
So my first reaction to this is I like Black Ops. That is my preferred Call of Duty game. I've always liked Black Ops. So it's nice to see that it's coming out. From what I see, it looks like it was crafted carefully and like a lot of time went into it. It wasn't like pushed out in 1 year like they had been doing where, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm expecting this to be really good, but I don't know. I mean, you probably already know what I'm going to say, but as a physical collector, the game does not allow you to play without an online connection, even in single player mode. So for me, like when you do stuff like that, that's like just a non-starter of like whether or not I'm going to purchase your game for more than $9.99. So I'm not saying that I will not purchase your game, but like I'm not paying anywhere near $70 for it. Not even close. Not even in the thousand. Not even in the ballpark. This will be like something that I would get in a trade 3 years from now in a bundle
Mhm.
for $5 or something, then sure, hell yeah, let's go. Black Ops 6 time. Let's do it. By then, like all the zombie maps will be out. I can just download all that crap. Or Banffy said I could just play it on Game Pass.
Exactly.
That's a good call. Yeah. So basically every year, Brian and I pre-order Call of Duty, and we almost treat it like a night out. Like some people have a night out to the bar. Brian and I, and used to be with a lot of friends, but as the years have gone on, they've fallen off and fallen off and fallen off. Very few of us left, but we, like, our wives know it. They know, all right, it's stupid Call of Duty weekend. And we basically do the midnight release. We play all night, go to bed at like 6 a.m, sleep for 2 hours, get up, play again all through Saturday, stuff like that. And we kind of do that for the entire weekend. Now, I've been bad about getting my money's worth after that first weekend, but honestly, just to have a weekend away while still in my house is kind of worth the $70 to me. So that's fine.
So I think they might be geniuses in a way, though, because like I might actually get Game Pass because first of all, I just got a new PC. So lucky for them. And that's a good reason for me to want it just because I'm going to try out a bunch of crap digitally. Like I'm not, if it's a PC, I'm getting digital games anyway. Screw it. Let's try Game Pass. So they might get me to do it because of that. And then like, I don't want to own it physically now. Like I literally don't want to because of that reason. They've made me not want to buy it physically. So it's like, and it's not like I don't want to play it. Like I've already established, I like Black Ops and the game looks freaking badass. So I'm like, I'm not trying to be like unreasonable. Like some people, I feel like they're too zealotrous with their beliefs. I guess they're just too hardcore about it. I'm like, all right. So it's like I want to play it, so I'm gonna play it if I want to play it, but I just won't buy it physically because that's dumb. It's the same thing. Like I got mad about the Alan Wake 2 announcement at first because they were like, "Oh, the game's not going to come fully on the disc. It's going to require a download." And I was just like, "Well, then I don't want your physical release. I just don't want it. I would rather play it digitally or get it again for like $1 or something. I'm not doing that." But I guess supposedly they've clarified that the Xbox version is completely incomplete and won't need a download. But supposedly the PS5 release will have the full game on it and one full DLC on the disc. So not both of the DLCs, but should have the game and one DLC on the disc, which is fine. I'm all right with that. I'm cool with it. Again, I've seen people be like, "No, all DLCs are nothing," and I'm like, "All right, well." I would like that too, but if they're gonna like at least put the whole game on there in one DLC, that's cool because to me, at least in 20 years, if I throw that disc in there, I'll still be able to play it and have a good time. Maybe I won't have the full experience, but it's okay. It's at least I have some value retained from my purchase.
Yeah,
something.
And it requires like a 350 gig download on your hard drive, something fucking ridiculous like that. So like we're getting to the age now where beggars can't be choosers. Like if you get a game on a disc, like just be happy you got that.
Correct. Yeah, and that is how I feel too. And it's also like there's a lot of people out there who they talk about how much they love physical, but they're not buying any games that are new games. Like so, you may like if you have a room full of 1 million retro games, that's cool. You do support physical, but like if you're not buying the actual products being released now, physical will die. So if you're not buying games now physically, then like it's going to end. No matter how much you claim to love physical, you're not keeping it alive if you're not buying at least a couple games. You're not supporting like you should support the things you want to exist. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense? Anyway.
No. I mean, but to your point, Joe, it's also that thing of, oh man, like the last 2 Resident Evils, I would buy them digitally first because I was like, oh, they're there now. I can download them and I'll wait till they're 20, 30, even $40 cheaper and then pick up the physical as well. Like I kind of always just double dip because I know I'm going to end up enjoying them enough. So that's been my logic. I think I'm down to probably 4 or 5 new releases a year that I'm willing to spend full price for. Everything else
sounds about right.
I'll wait about a month. I'll let it knock off $30 or more, and then I'll say, okay, I'll get it physically now.
Same. My backlog is infinite. I have I can't keep up with it. So like there's the game has to be outstanding for me to buy it day one at full price. Like I have to literally be on the hype train, which happens, like you said, maybe like 2-3 times a year.
Yeah.
Like actually like hyped, or it'll be a communal game. So like if there's a game where it's like all the boys are getting the game, you got to get the game. It's like,
of course,
if all the boys are playing, you're not going to wait a year to play, because then when you want to play, all the boys are done. It's not going to work. You have to do that. So that's one of those situations. So.
Well, and I don't know if you're like me. I mean, you obviously seem to be into horror, but all these asymmetrical, I got Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Obviously, there wasn't a physical immediately, but I got that. I got Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Like that, I was like, I know I'm going to spend my money on. Even if the servers are going to be dead in a year, I don't care. I'm gonna spend my money on it and relive my childhood watching those movies.
Those games, you literally have to buy them and play them if you want to, because if you wait a year, there's no one playing them. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
It's frustrating. Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre already has time. Like I've logged in and it's like no one wants to play Leatherface for like an hour. I'm like, come on,
somebody's got to do it. Yeah,
let's go. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to this. Like I said, I'll probably just get Game Pass and try it on a Game Pass, play it on my cool new PC. But yeah, here we go. Star of the show for me as well. This looks goddamn amazing. I don't know what else to say. Like I as a fan of the metal, of the heavy metal, what else can you ask for? It's like Doom in hell and with dragons and freaking swords and shit. It's just like, oh my god, dude! It's just like amazing. I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be like
America's shield with spikes with a sharp Captain America shield too on top of that. Like, what else do you like want out of this? It's the best FPS in the past decade. These new Doom games, and this. I mean, just from the gameplay footage, you're like, all right, I'm already sold. This will be a brand new buy. This will be a $70 easily for me, without a doubt.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard of the game Metal Hellsinger from a couple years back, but I loved the vibe of it and the setting. It's kind of along the same lines as this, but it had like this wonky rhythm-based mechanic to it, which was cool, but it never felt like it just like worked right. So, I mean, you just give me a straight up crazy action FPS with this aesthetic, I'm all in.
Yeah, and I think there's a lost art these days of making things that are badass. We get stuff that's badass, but it doesn't seem as often as we used to, and I don't think people understand why that's important. Like, I don't like, and we'll see this later on in other games in the showcase that look like they're good games. They look fun, but they do not look badass, and that matters. I mean, it depends on your audience and who you're trying to target, but like, I don't know, man. Art style is important, and vibe is important, and like something like you tell me, like, what are we doing in this game? You're going to slay demons. I'm like, I'm on board. That sounds what I want to do. That sounds like really fun to me. Like, I don't know. I like evil monsters, like a horror themes. I like dark shit. So it's just like these types of games. I'm all for it. Like Doom. I like Dead Space. Like anything that's just disgusting and creepy. it's you got me. Like now that's not all I like. I'm not saying I'm not like, you'll see some of my pickups later that are just ludicrous. They're nothing like that at all. But like, I don't know. Just I like games that make me feel like that just look freaking badass, and this is one of them. So I'll give them that.
Well, you hit it out of the park with that. With the 90s, that's what I feel like the aesthetic was for most games, and then 2000s. It went away from that, and then later 2000s, it definitely went away from that. So it's nice, a little return to form of that.
Yeah, I don't like video games. I've said this before. Like, video games kind of take themselves too seriously now, and I think there's like a movement in the industry where they want to be considered like real art, like which is fine, and they are. I'm not saying they're not art. I don't want to offend people or something, but like Kojima and the guy, the Last of Us dude, or whatever. Like, there's people that they want to make games that are cinematic experience where occasionally you put some buttons.
Nah, that's just hoity-toity bullshit. Just give me something fun.
I don't like that.
Their story. Wah. I have something to say. I don't care. Give me something fun.
Correct. I want to blow things up. I would like a rocket launcher, please. Like, I don't want to talk.
Exactly.
I like my video games to be 99% gameplay, and there's some stupid ass story happening in the background that is like occasionally interesting for me. Unless we're talking about specifically story-driven games, like I like RPGs and I like walking sims and stuff like that. They're cool. Like if that is the point of if the story is the point, then sure, I like that. That's fine. But like, I don't give me an action game and then give me like 4 hours of cutscenes. I'm just not down with that at all. Like I don't like it. I skipped like 80% of Final Fantasy 16. I was like over that shit, dude. Like the movies were insanely long. And so like people are like, what'd you think of the story? I'm like, I don't know.
There's a good reason why the PS2 was the best gen for Marvel games, and why like the Punisher is one of the best Marvel games you can play. Hulk Ultimate Destruction, X-Men Legends, like they didn't take themselves too seriously. They knew how to pack in the action and just make a really stupid fun game. So yeah, I agreed 100%.
Yep, and I've always been someone who leans more towards the arcadey side of things than sim side of things. I've always liked sillier, more exaggerated, gamey type things. Like I like Mario Kart much more than Gran Turismo. You know what I mean? I'd much rather shoot turtles at people and shit. That's nothing like this. It's not has anything to do with actual racing at all. I don't care. Like I don't want it to be real. I want it to be a game. Like I want it to be stupid and silly and fun for them. You know.
Mm-hmm.
This game looks all right. This one right here, this zombie game.
Did you ever play the first two?
Mm-mm.
So it's funny because you were just mentioned simulation, and the first one, what's in a market that, as much as I'm the horror guy and I love this shit, like the market is so oversaturated with zombie games that this first one was cool because it really was very simulation-y, but it was like a deeper dive. Like you really could lose people. You're trying to build up a base. Like if you really want a simulation game that still maintained enough of a gameplay like goofiness, it was good. The second game kind of came and went. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, cool. They're making a third one. I don't know if they need to, but yeah, it's here. So good on them. But that'll be one. It's definitely a Game Pass
special. So I'm glad that companies are making new games. That's usually not even that we get anymore. Now we get a game. It comes out in 2015, and then we get fucking updates and DLCs till 2067, and we don't get a sequel. We don't get a new game anymore. So I'm happy to get a new game. I know nothing really about that game. It looks very like run-of-the-mill zombie survivalist type game.
The first one also had the gimmick of being made by like an extremely small team, so it was like super impressive what it pulled off. And then by two, everyone just kind of went,
yeah, cool. Yeah, that happens too. They're like, wow, can you believe it? And then they actually get money, and everyone's like, well, now you have money, so whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Zombie game at this point. So so this one's a little controversial. What you guys thought about this? This is the new Dragon Age. What is it called? What the hell is it? Veil Song?
A Vile Song or something? Isn't it like, I've never played any of the Dragon Age games, so I don't know anything about the series.
So I played the first two games and I absolutely loved them. And then I didn't play the Veilguard. That's what it is. I didn't play the last one, Inquisitions or whatever. I never played that one. But it just definitely looks like quite a departure from what I remember the games to be. So when I remember them to be, they were like a top-down strategy action. They were like, you could play live time if you wanted to, but you could also pause time and like set up strategies and tell people what to do during the fight. So that's really what you would do. You would stop and be like, go here, you attack here, you heal, and then you would like resume time and everybody would do everything. And you could just like, it was like super nerdy strategy game, which is like what I like. See, I don't know if I'm a nerd. I like nerdy stuff. I like top down and tabletop and strategies and like, measuring things. And I like that type of shit. So
enjoy it. Yeah.
I was, into that. And so seems to be, again, like they're like, well, no, let's make it more modern. And it's like a 3D third-person action game now. And it seems to like still have, I don't know much about this. Maybe you can still pause time and do all that stuff. It's just maybe from a different perspective, but it definitely looks very different. And then I don't know if you guys know, but like it's been downvoted to hell. The trailer.
Has it?
Oh, really?
Oh, it's like I don't know the last number, but it was like negative, like 200,000 downvotes or something. Like people are shitting all over this. They don't like it.
Ooh, they fucked up.
So I think it's I think this is this is what I was trying to say about being badass. This game doesn't look badass. It looks pretty. It looks like not cool, like it looks the dragons and everything, but it doesn't look badass. I don't know how else to describe it. It's too colorful. It's too bright, and it almost looks like an Overwatchy type feel, like a very cartoonish. I swear to God, it's like there's like a bunch of 80-year-olds. They're like, what are the young kids like? Bright colors, make it all bright. And it's very like childish, like play schooly. That's the way I would describe it. It does not have a badass vibe to it. I ain't getting the feeling I got when I played Legacy of Kain Blood Omen. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, and to your point, like, is this it was someone's decision, like, hey, let's take the game and try to make it more palatable. Because here's the deal. For like people like you and everyone who loves tactical combat, like Jim and I have our very particular taste too, but like is that what sells the best? So now they're gonna try to be like, hey, let's open it up. And you're gonna piss off the core fan base of Dragon Age. And that's what they did. Now, who knows? Maybe this pulls in enough people, and maybe people who like the original Dragon Age can be like, okay, maybe this is just an experiment. But kind of gotta remember your base audience when you're doing these games.
Fortnite Dragon Age Edition. That's funny.
And Bri, to your point, I own Kiss Pinball on the PS1, so everyone should listen to my taste in games, obviously.
God damn,
it's a quality game.
Pinball.
Second worst voted game of 2001. Yeah, baby.
So collecting bad games is fun. I like that. I do that all the time. It's like having a bad game collection takes as much skill as having a good game collection, because you still have it's still knowledge. You still know you have the cream of the shit or whatever.
Oh, Jim's notorious. He'll still think a game is good when it actually is just terrible. Or I don't know if you suffer from this too. If he spends enough on a game, all of a sudden he'll justify why it's a good game.
well, I think we all
actually
do that.
Quality here.
We've all done that.
Me cope.
I mean, let's just sunk cost fallacy or whatever. See, what is this one? I don't even remember. We got some.
Oh, this is Starfield.
Oh,
cool.
DLC.
Yeah, it's a DLC. Like you can, I mean, I don't know if either of you played it, but like one of the main factions is like House Varun, and this is like all about them, and they're kind of more alienish, more mysterious. So it was kind of one of these things. It was bound to come out. It looks interesting. I always said I enjoyed Starfield. I think it obviously never lived up to the hype that Bethesda hoped it would. But it's fine for me. I don't think this is definitely not a full price DLC I'm willing to pay for. So I hope it's free. If not, I'll wait till one of the Game Pass, or golden, whatever they call them, when it is cheaper, and I'll pay $5 for it for sure.
Yeah, I'm playing through Fallout 4 right now, so I'm basically playing Starfield, so I'm good. I can wait.
Yeah, dude, the Fallout hype train got real, didn't it?
That show brought them all back.
It said that show, like the game sales were going crazy. Like everybody was like playing Fallout 3 again and New Vegas and going back and playing Fallout. I saw a lot of people say, I gave up on Fallout 4 and I decided to go back and play it, and they're all, had a good time with it and stuff. So that's pretty cool, man. I like to see that a franchise gets revitalized like that a little bit. People going back and enjoying the old games.
Yeah.
So Starfield, I've never played it. Maybe this will be something to try out on Game Pass eventually too, because I am probably going to get it for my PC. So that'll be cool,
especially on your new fancy PC, of course.
Yeah. First thing I'm playing is System Shock. That's the first game I'm getting.
Okay.
I cannot wait to play that. Speaking of Fallout,
Yeah, I was just about to say, you talk about a game that got a ton of new love is 76, which 76 had such a terrible launch, and they've supported it to a point where, like I said, I actually like the fact they keep rolling out these DLCs, new areas, new whatever, new functions. That I enjoy the game. I don't get all the hate for it. If there still even is as much hate, but no, the show definitely gave this game a whole new life. I'll say that.
so I listened to a few of you guys' shows, and you guys, one of the things you discussed is you even asked, you're like, do people sort of like recreational hate on things? And I do think there is a market for that. So I don't think your like average gamer does that, but there absolutely is a whole group of people who make money off of saying things suck, who don't play the games. They don't fucking play the games. They don't even play them. They're like, Fallout 76 sucks. Why? Want to know why? Some dude told me. Here's my 10-minute video about it. They don't know. They don't play it. So usually what I say about stuff like that is there's most likely a huge kernel of truth when there's a huge community of like people complaining about a game probably does have legitimate problems, but you also have to realize that it's trendy and it becomes like the thing to say. Like these same people who are saying Fallout 76 sucks would be saying it's the greatest game ever if that's whatever, the bigger channels were saying that, and like the smaller channels mimic the bigger channels, and it's like this big stupid thing. So like I don't believe most people are actually sincere with what they believe. I think most people are full of shit.
And to that point, Joe, I mean, I think there's so much like of a rush of just the same you see with news or online, whatever. I think you see like YouTube channels, like they got to be first to the market to either say this is a 10 out of 10 game or this is dog shit. Why are you wasting your time? I can't believe they did this. And then
and it's got to be one or the other. It's got to be totally extreme. Like there's like very few people are like, it's decent, not bad. That's like that's never the video. Hey, I played this game, it was pretty good. It's never that. It's dumpster fire or masterpiece. That's it. Dumpster fire or masterpiece. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. God forbid you're just like, you know what? Actually, most games are just kind of in the middle, and some of them go a little high, but not every game's a 10 out of 10. Not every game's terrible. Like
true.
Yeah. People
just
don't want to hear the truth.
Try things for yourselves, guys. Like,
yep.
And you know what? Sometimes it turns out everybody was right, and that's okay too. So sometimes you can be like, "No, man, this can't be that bad," and then you play it, and you're like, "Nope, that was correct. This is really bad,
terrible."
But hey, just try it for yourself. Like, and I'm especially a sucker for that if it's like a franchise I like. So, for example, like we've talked about how I'm really into Evil Dead. Like, if there was an Evil Dead game coming out, and everyone on Earth said it was the worst game ever, I don't give a fuck. I'm buying it and I'm playing it because I goddamn love Evil Dead. I don't care because maybe you don't like it, but I love Evil Dead, so I might because I love this thing. So it's different. Like, people don't understand. Like, if you're coming at something from a totally outside perspective and you have no passion for this thing, then yeah, of course you may not enjoy it as much as someone else. It's like the Warcraft movie that came out. A lot of people don't like that film. I fucking like that movie. I like Warcraft. I thought it was all right. I don't give a shit. It's not great, but I enjoyed it. I don't give a damn. You know why?
Exactly.
Because I played Warcraft for like multiple years, and I was like, oh, I know who that is. I know who that is. I know who that is. I could tell my girlfriend stupid shit like, oh, you know what they would tell you is this and this and this. So to me, it's good, So, just have fun. Like, don't care what other people say. Like I do like listen to YouTubers and stuff to get like a good idea ahead of time, reviews, and there are people whose opinions that I align with more, who like if they tell me something sucks, I will probably take their word for it for sure. But like I said, these big like I don't know, hate campaigns or whatever they are, I just who cares, man? Play the game if you like it.
Yeah.
Don't fucking...
Especially when you see 10 of the same kind of thumbnail and reaction to a game, like one after the other. Yeah, like the Jim Point Face, or like you're like, okay, everyone just has to get it out right now. And yeah, I agree 100%. Like, don't let that guide you unless you have somebody you really trust in their opinion. Like, try the game for yourself, man. Like,
Now, this I will say this though too, just to be fair, it is okay for you not to like something and fucking hate it if you don't like it.
Oh,
like, go ahead.
yeah.
Like, I ain't telling you like you should like it just because whatever. It's totally legitimate. And if you hate something and you don't like it, tell everybody. Go nuts. Go. I'm not saying that. Like, I'm just saying like don't. If you want to play something, don't not play it because you heard it was stupid or something. Like, I don't know. Just try it out.
Listen, be honest in your hate. You're from the East Coast like us, where we're very honest with our hate.
It's true.
I'm not going to say the West Coast isn't. I'm just saying East Coast is a little more upfront about our hate. If we hate something, you're going to know why, and it's going to be very obvious, and it might not even be logical.
Are you Irish too? I'm very Irish. This is a very Irish thing. We don't.
Here we fucking go. Yeah.
I mean,
here we go. Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
I mean, Brian Patrick Quinn. What do you think?
All right. Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
20 goddamn years.
So you do understand. We do speak our minds.
Yeah, you speak your mind and you hate it. Like, I still don't see the point of Ocarina of Time. It's not that good of a game, and I'll stand by that all day long.
Just finish the fucking game. You've had it for a year and a half, and you've done 2 dungeons. You beat Tetris 99 once, and then on you're allowed to speak. I can't beat the Japanese; they're too strong.
That is fair. Real true story. Like when I was a kid, man, if I went into an arcade and I was playing on a fighting machine, the most feared person in the arcade would be like the 10-year-old Asian kid there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He would school every dude in there, no matter 20-year-olds. He would whoop everyone's asses. It was like amazing. And if you ever beat those kids, that friends would be like, "What the fuck? I can't believe you let them beat you."
They're just waving their American flag in the background.
It's so true, dude. It was like, but like I always joke about that. I play shmups a lot, and I'm like, I like categorize like the difficulties. I'm like normal, hard, and then Japanese.
Yeah,
you're that good. Like you're like beyond hard. Like that's like you're on another level of gaming that I can never achieve. It's just holy crap.
Yeah. Yes, I agreed 100%.
What we got next here? Wait a minute, where were we going backwards? How'd that happen? I'm not good at this. Come on. No, we already did this one. Yep. Okay, yep. Starfield. I think we did the next one. What's this? Oh yeah, no, actually, no. I don't want to skip this one. This is my favorite one. So all right, so this next one, besides Doom, this is definitely my most excited game announcement. This looks sick. So this is like a new turn-based RPG. It's called Expedition 33. I don't even know how to. It takes place in like France, like steampunk France. It looks like I'm not even sure. It looks like a steampunk vibe.
The aesthetic was very unique. Like so here's the deal. Notoriously, Jim hates RPGs with a passion because he doesn't want to read and he doesn't care about story.
No, that's fair. We just went over that. I'm like 99% on board unless I'm playing an RPG. Yeah,
man, my heart.
And then see me what I'm trying to figure out with this combat. So it's like turn-based, but
I'll be right back.
You're actually doing inputs, like that's the thing that's throwing me off. Like I'm trying to figure out with this game. So it's like it kind of looks turn-based, but you have quick time events for attacks.
Yeah, so I mean, it looks like there's quick time events and like certain timing of your abilities. The way to me, so this isn't like a brand new concept. Like there have been games in the past, like even like Final Fantasy VI. Do you remember the muscle dude? You would go and you had to do inputs and you do little combos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then like there's games like Legend of Legaia where you would like do combos and fight and stuff during and then like I think didn't Legend of Dragoon do shit like that too? I don't know. But so this is sort of like that where you go in and you have commands, but you have to do like timed commands, and I'm assuming the better you do them, the harder you'll hit. So like if you yeah, I'm guessing. I mean, that's how normally that stuff works. But it also looks like there's like lots of different timers going off for different characters. So it looks like you could like do like time management between like what you do. I mean, I don't know. I've only seen just for like a little bit, but like I said, I'm super intrigued because I'm a huge I'm a strategy fan. Like I like turn-based, I like strategy RPGs, I like I said, tabletop games, nerdy games, stuff like that. I don't mind that. I know that's not as popular anymore. It's like not. I know it isn't, but I like it. So I'm
so
excited.
you do take so not to go off on a tangent, but
Mhm.
one of the games we play, we found out about in college from our friend from Quakertown, which is if you're from PA, you know what that is, but it's just like an offshoot area. He introduced us to a game called Heroescape. I don't know if you've ever heard of that,
Mm-mm.
but it's a tabletop game where you build the 3D model of the actual map with like hexagonal shapes, and it's like Dungeon and Dragons, except it's more you build the map. It's dice based, all that. So to your point, tabletop games once a year when our buddies who like live all over the country all come home, we still get together and we're like, all right, I dust out the old Heroescape. We're gonna play that. So we still love it. And you're talking about you get drunk and you do that and you argue in line of sight and stupid shit with like, you can't see me. This is ridiculous. But
yeah, exactly.
so
You
we
fight about nerd stuff.
You're like,
Yeah.
no, that's not enough spaces. That tree is in your way. Like the
Mhm.
stupidest shit in the world.
Yeah. No, I dude, I live for stuff like that. Like, so I feel like what it is that most people, they're just kind of lazy. I'm just being honest with you. Like they don't like the games that to be too hard because they don't like games that require any effort to learn them. But those are the best games. Like the games that are a little complicated at first and they require a little effort to learn because the systems are a little complicated are the most satisfying games to play. Because once you learn how those systems work, you get to see the beauty of the game and the strategies of like, oh, okay, if you do this, you do that. If I do this, this happens. If this happens. It's all logic and it's fun. And I like that stimulation. I like that mental stimulation. Like I'm not like, I don't know. I enjoy that.
You love
I
the
think it's fun.
strategy, yeah. I mean, to your point, dude, I will get to the game, I'm sure. RTSs I loved, and then when I discovered Total War and those games,
Those games
and
are sick.
and especially the Total War Warhammer games, I never touched Warhammer before those games. And then when I found out, like, oh, you can have like fantasy armies and like the expansions have happened on that, and you're talking about worlds that would take like so many hours if you want to go ahead and try and like take over everything. The amount of strategy and like economics and all the things you got to like manage on top of armies and movement, I'm right there with you, man. You put the time into it, you appreciate it. So nerd shit, I'm right there.
It can be intimidating at first, and I get it. Like, you know, like I remember when the first time I played D&D, I was like, what the hell? It took us like 4 hours to make characters. I was like, what the hell is this? What are we playing? Are we gonna be doing anything today? You know what I mean? So it wasn't fun at first, but once you put the time in and once you put the effort in, once you have your characters and once you're all set up and once you're playing and you're halfway through the game, you're like, okay, this is dope. This is dope. So, you know, it's like developers are scared to challenge people now because they just quit.
I'm terrified to ever start D&D because I feel like I would go down a whole rabbit hole of my nerdism. I mean, I take my obsessions crazy. I mean, you talk about my obsession with horror. I made a list of every horror movie I ever made, and it's up to 43,000 picks, 43,000 entries, and I have that documented. Like, that's how deep I go into my obsessions. So, yeah.
Dude. Well, horror movie, that genre is insane. It's like metal. It's like never ending. It's like
never ending.
The hobbies I'm into, like heavy metal, horror movies, and video games, and it's like it's never ending. Like,
Nope.
No matter how much I know about those things, there will always be someone like, have you seen this movie? Nope.
Yeah.
You heard this band? No. You played this game? No. It's just I've never no. It just never ends, guys. It's good.
You always think you're there, and you're like, "Fuck!" There's this whole new thing I discovered.
Thank God if work was going to call me about something, it was while Brian was dropping his spaghetti everywhere about horror. I was just like, good, this is perfect timing.
Jim, we talk nerd stuff, so shut up.
Okay, so this game is the strange looking stop animation game that I thought was running at 10 frames per second, but I guess that's supposed to look like that.
It threw me off too.
It was an odd choice. It's cool. Now that I know it's on purpose. Just at first, I was like, "What's going on with this?"
Yeah.
So this is one of those games that went through like development hell, as far as I know, and got like passed around a bunch of times, and worked on like a bunch of different studios. I'm not even sure if it's true, but yeah, it looks interesting. I don't know if it's going to be commercially successful. It looks like it's very artsy fartsy. Which
Or will it
does have
be
an
one
audience,
of the indie
but
darlings?
yeah, it'll be an indie darling for sure. But
Yeah.
see, I actually I do buy games for art styles if they look cool, and like I have never seen a game that looks like that, so I probably would buy that game, to be honest. If it ever comes out on PlayStation, I'm not gonna buy it on Xbox, but no, I just don't.
Well, if it's on Game Pass on your PC, I'm sure you'll try it.
No,
Apparently,
No,
it's coming to Steam
maybe.
as well, so you might be in luck.
maybe
Okay.
I might try it. I don't know. It's not like screaming that I have to play it. The gameplay itself, they didn't show much of it, so I don't know. There's like a lot of things to play, so it's like I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like these days, if it doesn't blow me out of the water, I'm probably not gonna be that interested. You know what I mean? Like compared to like Doom and that Expedition 33, like maybe we'll get to that. You know, we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
What is this? World of Warcraft new expansion.
Another one. Yeah. Talk about a game that's been around forever.
20 fucking years.
Yeah, so I played WoW like hardcore for a long time. I've talked about that before, and I kind of look at it as like a recovering drug addict talks about something. I'm like, oh, those days. And I'm like, literally, I'm like, well, Warcraft is fine for some people, they can handle it, but for people like me, it's just not a good thing. That's literally, I'm like an alcoholic. Like, I'm glad you can have a beer and have a good time. I can't. I can't do
enjoy
that. If I have a beer, I'm gonna have two, and then I'm gonna have a whiskey, and then I'm gonna be at the police station with no pants on again. So,
Oh my God, he's just like me.
yeah. See, this is what same thing with World of Warcraft. I don't know how it always happens. So it looks whatever. If maybe it's good. I haven't played Warcraft in a decade. I'm not really interested. But I'm gonna be honest with you. If they ever announce World of Warcraft 2, I'm fucking playing it. So I'm playing it 100%.
You're back in.
I'm 100%. So if you guys keep going for expansions forever, keep doing that, because I have no interest in coming back to the game. But if they ever actually did like a full reset, started everyone out at ground zero again, came out with a new game, I would have to try it. Like there's no way I could resist. Like I am a heroin addict, and I'd be like, nope, that's the best stuff. That's the Colombian purest. I gotta try it. Whatever.
Pantsless Joe is coming back.
Seriously, they're like, what happened to the podcast? We haven't seen Joe in months. What the hell's going on? Look like the South Park dude. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, World of Warcraft. We're like not going through this fast enough. So we'll
Lightning round.
Yeah, we'll go a little quicker. Metal Gear, saw Snake Eaters, a remake of Metal Gear 3, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Looks dope. No complaints.
Really good.
This looks fucking sick. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. Metal Gear is a gaping hole in my gaming history. I've only dabbled in it a little bit, but this looks really cool.
Yeah.
A lot of people said that this is not the best game in the series, but
some buddies of mine loved 3, so I don't know. Maybe it's, who knows?
I'm not sure what the big controversy is, but if people say it was a departure from the first two, so I don't know.
As if Raiden being the whole focus of 2 wasn't a departure. Like, come on, it was whatever.
So this is a pirate game there, Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, yep.
347.
Oh, who fucking cares? Wait, what?
There's a new update. I don't know what that means. You get more booty, bigger booty.
Yeah. More pirate shit.
More poop decks. I have no idea.
My hat has 2 bones on his logo.
So what is this? Action game 300?
The Flintlock. It's the Souls. It's another. They always describe these as Souls based, like it's another Souls
light,
style game.
Like.
Yep. Except with guns and a tomahawk or whatever. Now,
Okay.
when we were talking RTSs, Age of Mythology, I absolutely love that game. My only complaint is they already had a remaster, and from what I could tell from the gameplay, there's some better graphics thrown in there, but it doesn't seem like it's an actual remake, it seems like it's the same old game, better graphics. I'm like, well, you already did that. So I will buy this like a sucker because I love the shit out of it and I love mythology. Great RTS game, but
Cool.
I don't know if it's gonna be worth it.
I'm definitely
Oh,
interested.
This one. This is another one I feel like got a lot of hype. Good old Perfect Dark, which when you first watch this, you're like, is this Mirror's Edge?
I thought it was Mirror's Edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this looks pretty impressively graphically. I mean, it looks gorgeous. I'll give it that.
I think it looks cool if it plays as well as it's kind of showing right now. Like if like it's gonna really live and die by if the combat's smooth or not, and you can do the shit that it's showing here. So, I mean, I think it looks cool for now.
What I'm afraid is this even though this is supposed to be gameplay footage, like there's some movement she does where I'm like, yeah, if you can't do that in a game, this game right off the bat is setting itself up for failure. Like eventually in this trailer, she like jumps on a dude, takes his gun, shoots. Like, I'm like, yeah, like be careful. Like this part right here, you're like, are you really going to be able to do that? I don't know. Or is that just like a cinematic?
Yeah, and so I'm just gonna be honest. That people were like insanely hyped for that, and it didn't look anything crazy to me. I'm not saying it looked bad, but that looked like your average run of the mill FPS game to me.
It's an old loved IP, so people are just excited to see something that doesn't look like shit.
True. Were you guys big Perfect Dark fans on the old N64? I was never really into it. I was GoldenEye like all day, but I never really got into Perfect Dark. So
Perfect Dark was the game that after GoldenEye was my gold standard, and then when I discovered Perfect Dark, I was like, God damn it! Like, why didn't anyone talk about this game? You can shoot people through every wall in the game with a fucking gun. Like, this is pretty cool, and the concepts were better. It was a better GoldenEye. It just never got the same love. And let's face it, you're not going to beat the GoldenEye soundtrack, even though people might have liked Perfect Dark. It was a better game, period. But it just never got the love. So
my friends and I spent like 2 whole summers playing just multiplayer in Perfect Dark. Doing like setting up like ultra hard bots and just like trying to survive against like wave after wave of them. I didn't even really like the single player campaign in the game that much, but I put like 300 hours into a multiplayer just with my buddies. So played the ever-loving shit out of it. Perfect Dark Zero, it was like cool for its time, but even for its time, it was kind of a little weird, a little clunky.
Yeah, what's crazy to me is how much time I put into the GoldenEye, and I did play Perfect Dark, and how now I can't even like use the damn controls. Like I tried to play GoldenEye, I'm like I can't play this at all. I'm so bad. Like it's just like it's shameful. The other game that really made me bummed out is I tried to play Time Splitters, excuse me, not Time Killers, Time Splitters. Yeah. And I was like, I used to love this game. I played it like so many hours, and I literally couldn't play it. I couldn't aim at all. It was total junk. So yeah, sometimes retro, I am rooting for a remake on some things. I'm like, yeah, you could throw a regular control scheme on here for me. That'd be great. That would just be swell. So that's my what I'm rooting for is Time Splitters. I want that to come back.
I'm there with you.
All right. So, oh my God, why does it keep doing that? You son of a.
It wants to go to the star of the show.
I guess. God, we're in Diablo, something like that.
Nah, Fable.
Fable.
Don't fucking care.
I don't. Yeah, Fable. Who cares?
Where is it? All right. So that's Perfect Dark. So next is Diablo. Again, this is one of those games where it's required to play online only. Like you can't play Diablo 4 offline even when you're playing single player. So that's a no starter for me. That's a non-starter.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't played 1 since 2, but I hear 4 is awesome. But I'd like to get around to it, but whatever. I don't have the time.
Correct. So this would normally be one of those situations where I'll wait till it's like $10 and I'll play it. But like, honestly, this is the type of game I'd probably only play on PC. I'm not really into playing this on console. And I'm not going to be able to find a really cheap copy PC-wise unless it just goes on sale, like Super Summer Sale or something like that.
Yeah, maybe a Humble Bundle or something like that. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not saying I'll never play it, but it's like really not on my priorities list. And again, I'm not like spiteful or anything. I don't care. It's just like I like the way I always look at it is I'm like, I have so many games to play and my backlog is just insane that like if you annoy me even like the tiniest fucking bit, I'm like, I'm not why would I waste my time and money on you? I have so much other shit to do right now. Like I'm good.
Exactly.
That's
called
just if you
that's our
annoy me
old
even the tiniest bit, forget it.
Yeah, that's our old man privilege where we can just say, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. And then I don't have to worry about missing out because I just don't care.
Correct. So here we go. We got Fable. I loved the first Fable. I thought that was sick on the old Xboxy. Yeah. I haven't played any. I didn't play 2 or 3, so I'm not sure.
I played like so 2 was weird, that weird experiment back in the 360 days where like they started to release games digitally, but they did it in like chapters. So like I bought the first chapter and I played that and I just was like, yeah, okay. And I never like bought the rest of them. So that's my Fable experience. Maybe the first 2 hours of 2. That's about it.
I have Fable for Xbox. Haven't played it. It was one of those collecting things. I saw it at Goodwill for $2 and I said, I'll get it. I just still haven't played it. So yeah, I have zero experience with it.
They're good. They're fun games. I mean, at the time, it was like a big deal because you could be a bad guy.
Yeah,
like, that was kind of like a big deal. Like that wasn't normally an option that you could be like straight up evil as hell. So that was cool. And of course, that's what I did because I was like, well, that sounds cool. So, but yeah, I don't know. This game looks interesting, but I haven't been interested in Fable since Fable 1. So Fable 4 ain't gonna do it for me really either. But it could be fun, you know. No, it doesn't really excite me that much. Oh my god, I did it again. I hate this game. Stupid thing.
We know what you want.
let's just skip some of these crappy ones in the middle.
Yeah, those ones. It's just there's so many of now. You're definitely getting to I'd say the more bottom of the barrel ones.
Yeah. So what are we? That was Diablo. Yeah, no, it's Fable. And then what do we got here? Some sort of
Fortnite expansion. Who cares?
Yeah, whatever.
Now another Overwatch clone.
Right. Have fun spending money on that.
He won't be playing that. He'll still be in Fortnite. Are you kidding me?
Fragpunk 5v5.
I thought that was Fortnite. I saw no difference. All right. There we go.
It's another 5v5 hero shooter.
Oh, okay. It'll die in a month. Whatever.
Yeah,
you talk about art style. This is one that's I think it's going to be the style, the cuteness, the kind of chill game. Survive as a mouse in the winter. Could be an indie darling.
Cool concept.
Yeah,
my girlfriend might like that game.
Yeah, this is the one I said to Jim. I guarantee you, it's not going to shock me if it ends up on a lot of categories for Game Awards. Like this is that one where it's all about. I don't even remember the name of it, but it's all about like the soundtrack, basically.
Oh yeah, this one I remember you talking about.
This is another one that's using like weird stop frame animation.
I like it. I like it here though. It doesn't look like it's a mistake here. It looks like legitimately intentional.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's true because the characters look more deformed, like claymation style or something. So it does kind of look.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of ripping off that Spider-Verse kind of style.
I know I won't play it.
It's not for me.
Right, open your heart to love.
So you know how I say they like to make games for the modern audience? That's not me.
Yeah, that's not my style.
I'm the old shitty old audience. That's me. I'm the archaic.
I'll be riding a dragon in Doom Dark Ages. You guys have fun with mixtape.
Correct. That's correct. I want to cut off demons' heads with a chainsaw shield. If you guys want to like form bonds and stuff, go for it. So I mean, flights. No, thank you. I literally am not intelligent enough to play these games. I remember literally like every flight simulator I've ever played. This is my experience. All right, here we go. Beep beep. Everyone's dead. Okay, cool. All right, let's try to take off. Beep beep. Everybody's dead. I literally cannot do anything in those games. Nothing. And this is like even in the Atari days. I played on the Atari. I couldn't figure this shit out. I would be dying.
Yeah.
What? Have you ever seen people who are like really into this game?
Oh,
my
yes.
freaking God. Who like
Well, you talked about us, like the nerd stuff. Like, yeah, the level of not only just you really need to know everything about the instruments and everything.
Oh,
in that
yeah.
game. I mean,
people set up actual cockpits in their house and shit, and they get like fake instruments to like
Oh,
play
yeah.
the games. It's nuts. Train people are like that too. People who are into train games do that as well. They build like little train machines and stuff in their house. It's crazy.
I will say I'm a little jealous of the folks that also do racing games where they have the full setup and the TVs. I didn't realize, by the way, how many friggin' people apparently love 18-wheeler trucker games and have setups that are crazy, like rig setups.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, okay, like I love it. Like
There's a
everyone
genre
has
for
their
everybody.
thing. Mhm.
Yeah, so I know a lot of like old dudes who do not play video games at all. Like you gave them Mario, they would die on the first mushroom, you know what I mean? But they'll have like a $6,000 NASCAR VR set because they're into NASCAR, and they'll have like a huge racing setup, and that's all they do is they play racing games and they love it, but they don't play anything else. So,
It is what it is. Yeah.
yeah, people are, it's this game's right, like how many fishing games are out there? Who's playing all these fishing games, man?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Who's yeah, they gotta be out there.
Or those weirdos that are obsessed with like virtual pinball games.
Yeah, I know,
there's
right?
people
Or
like
River
that.
Raid or whatever.
Yeah.
I love pinball, dude, and I like virtual.
Look,
I
you
bought
guys have fun with your fucking games. I'm gonna go play Seven Kagura Peach Ball and see some bouncy titties on my pinball table. So have fun.
Hell yeah. Speaking of bouncy titties, we got this game, Life is Strange. No, that's not what this game is about. Every woman in this game would smack me if I said that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
Canceled.
So this is Life is Strange. This is a new one. I like these games actually. They're actually pretty good. This one was that weird one though, where the collector's edition doesn't come with the game. You can order from Square Enix's website, and it's just like the collector's edition stuff, and the game is sold separately. So you can buy a physical game, but it doesn't come with the collector's edition. It's weird, but it's only $70. So
come on,
right,
Square, leave that dumb shit to limited run.
Yeah, seriously. So we got Indiana Jones. This looks dope.
Yeah. I was saying to Jim, like, here's the deal. They need to stop trying to keep making movies with Harrison Ford and CG and all that shit. I said, this could be a viable thing for characters you care about, that maybe you do it through video games. Have his voice, you have his likeness enough.
Agreed.
And I can't think, other than like the last Indiana Jones game I can even think of is the Lego games. Like, I can't think of Indiana Jones games. So looks pretty good, and if you really like it, I just don't know if the audience, other than people who grew up with it, would even care about Indiana Jones.
Well, the movie's bombed to the new one, so I don't think that there's a lot of people who have a huge appetite for that franchise. But like you said, boomers like us, older people, will enjoy it. I mean, because we like to, we'll get the references, and we'll enjoy the characters that show up, and the music. How can you not love that music, dude? It's so good.
If they don't have a cameo by his dad, so help me God.
Seriously. So
say she's a talker, fucking say it.
So like, I don't know about you guys, but like I avoided watching like Crystal Skull in the new one. Like I did not want to watch. First of all, I just like anything with Shia LaBeouf in it. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm sorry. He's just, to me, like literally anti-entertainment. He's just so, I don't like him. And nothing personal. I just don't like him. Everything he's in, I'm like, ugh. He had one decent movie. It was like Suspiria or something, where his neighbor.
Oh, Disturbia.
Yeah, Disturbia. That was all right. Yep. That was okay. That's it.
Yeah.
But that was like, there was this trend in Hollywood where they kept being like, what we'll do is we'll take this aging action star and we'll introduce a young hip sidekick.
Yep.
And they did that with Die Hard. They did the same thing. Like Liberty, and they put that young kid in there who was like, oh, full of goofy one-liners. I'm like, dude, get these guys out of here. Fuck this shit. I don't want this. They suck.
Hey, Live Free or Die Hard is like Citizen Kane compared to Crystal Skull. All right.
True. Way better. Absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, I finally did see Crystal Skull, and I could stand most of it, But that one scene where he was like going through the jungle on the vines,
I was just about to bring up the monkeys and the vines.
I was like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was so bad. I was like, this is actually like, dude.
I like how he loved the movie where a guy jumps out of a plane with an inflatable boat and survives, and we see him swinging with monkeys. We're like, too far, done.
True, but it's true. I was just gonna say, like, I'll watch GoldenEye and I'll watch the guy like jump out and land in a thing, do this shit that's impossible, and I'm like, that's fine. But that, for some reason, that scene where he's swinging on the monkey,
too far.
It also looked like
the
shit,
cars are
so.
he's keeping up with the cars that are going 50, 60 miles an hour down the road as he's swinging through the thing. I was just like, I don't know. It became cartoonishly silly. It's like literally like a cartoon. That's what I felt like it was.
He is a college
like,
professor. He can do anything.
Dude. Best Shia LaBeouf thing ever, though, was when he did his art projects and 4chan tracked him down. Did you see that whole
God, that
debacle?
was so good. Yeah,
that is literally like the greatest thing ever, because like the people were like using flight patterns to like trajectory on the
they
map.
found him instantly.
It's just so good. I love people so much sometimes. It's like, why? Like, one of my.
It's not defeated. The internet cannot be defeated.
I love when people put in extraordinary amounts of effort into stupid shit. Like, like I've said before, I don't like pranks. Like, I don't like pranks when people like prank each other. I don't think that shit's funny. But I do like pranks where like it's like an absurd amount of effort went into it. Where like they recruited like 1,000 people to prank you, and like they all like did something weird to freak you out. Like that, I appreciate, because it's just so much effort to be a dick. It's just I admire that. I just do. I just think that's it's
Yeah.
Don't start over, you son of a bitch. You better. Okay, good. Oh, my goodness. All right, we're almost through it, guys. We're almost through it. Now, what do you got here?
What?
Shooting ships.
Yeah. Which
Oh,
one?
this is that like mech fighter one.
Looks dope.
Yeah, it looks pretty fun.
It's a really cool looking game, but it's also one I recognize. I'll never play.
It looks cool. I could see myself trying that. I like Gundam stuff and I like Transformers and shit. That looks cool.
Yeah, I'll dabble.
Yeah. Another Souls-like thing.
Is this the Elden Ring DLC?
Is it?
I think it might be.
Or is this no, it's not unveiled. I know that.
Yeah, it's not unveiled.
What is this?
No, I don't think it's Elden Ring.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows? Souls clone.
It's definitely
Souls clone with female protagonist 3000.
Yep. That it is the other
Wu-Chang, Fallen Feathers.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, cool, whatever.
Yep, another one of those games.
This
I'm sure it's a great game.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is unveiled. Which I think I remember when it originally was like Skyrim with more wizardry shit. I'm like,
yeah, it's like Obsidian making their own, basically Morrowind, I guess.
Kinda, yeah. It's very, instead of like, Avowed. Never mind.
Very pretty colors.
Oh, this is the one where I said it's Atomic Age, and it's even called Atom something. I forget what the hell the name is, but I was like, so it's just like, it's Atom something, but like, I remember that game Atomic Age that just came out where I was
Atomic Heart.
Atomic Heart, I'm sorry. And I'm like, this is just in Britain and it's steampunkish, and okay, they're just gonna keep doing those games.
Yeah. I don't mind stuff like this as long as it's cheap.
It looks cool. Adam, yeah. So
if it's $70, I wouldn't get it. But
Assassin's Creed, which we talk about a series that's just been going forever, and now they're just like, what locale haven't we done? And you actually are kind of shocked, Trick. Oh yeah.
Have you thought about space, man?
Actually,
Assassin's Creed in space on the moon, little moon assassinations.
Just
sorry, man.
Moon jumping towards people.
It's the only logical way to go. You gotta go to space. I mean, what you get like past part 10, part 11, you gotta go to space. I mean,
yeah, there's not much left.
What they should really do is they should just do like downtown Chicago. It's modern day. Make it just brutal as hell.
So does anyone know? Does anyone know about Vlone on Twitter?
Mm-mm.
So it's an account that, like, anytime someone posts a picture, he just photoshops it and says, "This is what you would look like if you were Black or Asian." So he does it for like all kinds of things. So he posted a picture of this today and wrote, "The vision is spreading."
Damn it, Jim.
You have to be terminally online, I guess, like me, to appreciate that.
Oh, I am. Trust me, I live in the comment sections, friend. What do we got here? Killing pigs, shooting things in the head. This looks like Metro or something.
I don't even know.
Apparently, I didn't watch this whole presentation because I don't remember the end of this stuff. I'm like, what are these games?
No, this one I do not remember.
Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. Wait a minute. Is that how you spell that?
Yeah.
Is that right? Is it?
That's
Chernobyl?
definitely not. Chernobyl is definitely CHE.
I watched that show.
Oh my god, is this a Berenstain Bears thing? Have I been wrong this whole time?
Oh, Gears of War E-Day, which is
dope.
It's pretty interesting. I said I like the fact like they had enough of those games. Now go to the day all the shit happened. Cool. I'm down.
So yeah, Gears of War to round it out. This looks exciting. At least it looks badass. See, Gears of War, I mean, you want to talk about, like I said, the aesthetic that I like. This is perfect. It's just
right up there. Yeah.
Ultra violent, scary monsters, dark. Like, you know, it's not. There's no bright pink.
There's no bright colors. Yeah, you're not going to shoot and see neon pink.
Exactly. I'm not shooting like laser goo, or it's not like Splatoon or some shit. Like, so yeah, we did it. We did it.
We got through it.
Hell
We did it.
Hey, we did it. A little behind schedule, but that's all right. I mean, let's have a round of applause. The video 36 times. Not bad.
Look,
but
you really like Doom. That's all you wanted to tell us.
That honestly is the truth. I just wanted to.
Yeah.
Just being honest with you, they gave me some money, so it is what it is. But do you know what time it is, boys?
Is it trivia time?
It's time for the quiz. Let's go. Fighting in the alleys in the middle of the night. Just imagine a saxophone playing. That's what we're doing. So yeah, we're doing a little quiz. It's all for fun. It'll be you guys versus each other. Basically, we'll take turns. Usually, anybody care who goes first?
No.
Ladies first. So Jim, go ahead.
Oh, all right. Oh my God. All right, let me get the score thingy out here. All right, we get the thing and then thing and then. All right. So basically, I'm gonna ask you questions, and you can try to answer one at a time. Jim, if you don't know it, you can pass, and then Brian will have a chance to steal. And then Brian, you'll get your question. You'll be able to answer first, and then if you don't know it, Jim will get a chance to steal.
Okay.
All right, just keep doing that, and yeah, let's see how it goes. So, since you guys are like you're like a beer thing. First two questions about beer, sort of.
Yeah, fuck.
So I'm going to show you a video game character.
I'm a fraud.
Holding the beer. This is for you, Jim. And you got to tell me, who is the missing character in this picture?
I'm going to go with Conker.
It is Conker. Congratulations.
Yes.
Coming out of the gate strong.
Fuck you, Bray.
I should have started it.
Should have gone first. See, you made the joke, and now you're going to lose.
I did.
Yeah.
All right, so the controller, which I didn't know this existed, but I want it, is a can full of beer built-in Bluetooth to use as a game controller. On E3 2019, you can win it if you beat Eric Andre, which is an American comic in which fighting game?
Wait. Eric Andre is in a fighting game?
No, if you beat him
at E3.
Game. Oh, if you beat him at E3.
If you beat him correct. In which game would you win the controller?
Okay, so Okay, wait. All right. So I know it's a Street Fighter.
That's all you needed to know. Congratulations.
I was like, fuck, I don't remember if it's 4 or 5.
That's all you needed to know. We're not that hardcore around here. The
Okay.
fact that you even knew it was a fighting game, good for
Fuck you, Jim.
Congratulations.
I need that goddamn controller. That's amazing.
Dude, right? I was like, what? There's a beer can Bluetooth controller? What have I been doing in my life? All right, I'm going to show you a screenshot. This is for you, Jim, of a video game publisher's page, and you got to tell me whose page this is.
Fuck.
It's my favorite company.
Shit. Yeah, I am blanking here. I'll pass.
PlayStation? I'm
No,
just
this
throwing out
is
PlayStation.
Limited Rare Games' website.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Yeah. Should have known with the crybabies@gmail.com. It's the best customer service in the business, boys.
That is pretty awesome.
I respect it. I do respect it.
I literally do. I literally love their like people be on Twitter like, my game has been missing, and they're like, cry more. I'm just like, dude, I want to work there so bad.
Their Twitter account is fantastic.
Can I do your customer service for free if I'm allowed to talk to people that way? Because I would do that shit for free. Yeah, if I'm allowed to just get to troll people all day, hell yeah, that would be so much fun, man. It's like the dream job. So we had 1, 2, 3. So this is you, Brian. This is you, right? Okay.
Yep.
So this famous Nintendo character in Japan is known as Kinopio. What is he known as in the West? Just so you know, I don't know any of this shit either. I didn't make these questions, so don't feel bad if you don't know any. I wouldn't.
No, I'm gonna probably just try to throw out a random guess before I pass it to Jim. So, I'm gonna say. And you said this is the name in Japan?
I believe it's Japan.
Okay.
It just says this famous Nintendo character, Kinopio, is known in the West as this. So I'm assuming in the East. Maybe it could be China and Japan too. Just in the East.
Okay. Koopa?
It's not Koopa. Damn good guess, though. Damn good guess.
Goomba.
No. Even closer.
Fuck!
Toad.
Yeah, good old Captain Kinopio.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know
That's
that either.
interesting. I honestly, with the wood and the style, I thought it was something from Mario. I just didn't know what it could have been.
No, you guys are both on the right track. That's why it was good. It was a good guess. Honestly, this quiz has taught me so much random crap that I never would have ever known.
Yeah.
Like, especially about Japanese stuff. Like I just did, I wasn't around.
You forgot something to learn that Toad's name is Kinopio.
It's true. Oh, I'm sure there's plenty more to know.
What's Grandmom's name? I don't know, but I know Toad's name in Japan. Fuck you.
I'm just gonna start calling people fucking Kinopio and see how they take it. Make them look it up. Then they'll be like, "You called me Toad. I don't even know how to respond. I take that. Is that
how do I feel?
I like Toad, but I like to be called a Toad. You know what I mean? So wait, 1, 2, 3,
My turn.
4. It's for you, Jim.
Yeah.
I would have to count. No. All right, I'm going to show you a Japanese cover of a PS2 game, and you have to tell me what is this game.
Oh, fuck. Oh my god, I'm blanking on the goddamn name right now. I have an idea of what it is too. Fuck.
It's not Charlie's Angels.
I can't think of the goddamn.
It's not Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Is it the Castlevania?
Not Castlevania. Ryan?
Oh fuck, this is gonna kill me. Oh my god, it's I just have to throw some bullshit out there. Is it? It's no, that's not Konami. I feel like I want to say Fantasy Warriors, but I know that's not right. I don't know.
Final answer?
Fantasy Warriors. I'll throw that out there.
Age of Empires.
Ah, damn.
God,
Age of Kings.
damn it.
Bitch
Yeah,
and ass and balls and
You guys don't have a Japanese PS2 collection? Come on. No, I'm just kidding. I don't.
I never even knew that game came out for PS2, and I didn't even know. I thought EA did.
I probably only came
Age
out in
of
Japan.
Empires games.
I don't know.
yeah, I didn't know Konami published that over there. That's weird.
Yeah,
Brian. What game is this an advertisement for?
to be this hard takes.
Is that the dude from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking
It
Barrels?
is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
freaking love that movie. That is such a good movie.
To be this hard.
I learned my British accent from that movie.
Yeah. Oh
It's
my
really
god.
bad. You what, mate?
To be. Why is that? It's. I really just don't want to pass it to Jim because I know as soon as I do, I'm gonna forget it. To be this hard. It's What the fuck is that? Oh my god! I'm sorry.
I would never get this in 1,000 years if it makes you feel better. The ad has nothing to do with the game. It's just like
fuck. All right, then I'll just throw out.
Well, I'll give you a hint. It's an Acclaim game. If you can think of really famous Acclaim games from that time period. It came out on the Super Nintendo. It came out on the Game Boy. It shows you what systems it came out on. But the actual ad is not going to help you at all. In any way, shape, or form.
Acclaim. God damn, there's so many games. I'm just gonna say something stupid like Mortal Kombat. I don't know.
Bam!
What is it really?
Oh!
I was gonna say it too. I was like, please put in some kind of time limit for this shit. Fucking asshole. Damn it.
Holy shit. Fuck
Fuck
you,
you, Joe.
Jim.
Fuck you, Brian.
Fuck you, Jim.
God damn it. I was like, it's Mortal Kombat. It's Mortal Kombat. Just give it to me. Just let me have it.
Oh.
Sorry,
Well,
buddy.
when you actually helped me, I will say you helped me when you said it's nothing to do with the game because I was thinking like some dragon game, and I'm like, well, Acclaim.
I try to be a little helpful, not too much. I don't like to sway the game too much.
I pulled my bullshit. Thank you. I
We all
appreciate
know
it.
that the greatest honor that you could possibly receive is to win this quiz. So
Fuck yeah. I mean, I beat Jim on every other quiz thing. I can't let my streak die.
Jim, your question is better anyway. This is the mascot of which game console in Japan?
What?
To be fair, it's not like a Japanese only console. It was released worldwide. But this was the mascot for this particular console in Japan. And I don't know about you guys, but I would have bought the motherfucker if I saw this dude selling it. Look at this guy.
Oh God. What in the balls?
Yep.
What the fuck is that?
What in the balls indeed.
I
I honestly I didn't know this either, but I am going to look up all the ads as soon as we're done because I
Okay,
have got to see
for
some guy in action.
lack of Saturn.
It is the Saturn. Oh! Let's go.
Boom, 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 boom.
You
See, I
must
can
play
bullshit.
Sega Saturn.
Huh.
That was dope. And the Saturn is amazing. and it is actually becoming more and more. So I hate to admit this, but I'm a little bit of a PlayStation snob. So I kind of spent like a decade focusing on PlayStation 1. Yeah, and it's not like I didn't like Saturn, because I love Sega. I was a Sega household up until PlayStation came out. Like we were all Sega, like up until like basically PS2. We had all that stuff. But anyway, I've been like getting into the Saturn more and more recently. Like I've been emulating the hell out of it, and I freaking love it, dude. Oh my god, there's so many good games, and it looks amazing. And I hate to say it, but like, some of the ports are better than the PlayStation ports. I hate to say they run a little bit better.
I've said many times of the consoles I consider buying and then collecting for. You talk about horror, like same. I've heard like the Resident Evil port for it's very interesting to try out. DAVP, like all these games where I'm like, I would love to have them on a Saturn.
Yeah, well, I am not collecting Saturn. No, thank you. Not at this point. No way. Not unless I stumble upon the luckiest find ever at a garage sale and I get 80% of the library for $10. Then sure, maybe I'll start picking up the rest. But it's just gotten out of control.
Dude, in all my years of like, what do you call it, thrift store searching and game collecting and shit and trying to find shit at like flea markets, I've only ever found one fucking Saturn game.
Yeah.
Gun Griffin, like I hear it's a cool game, but that's the only one I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're very uncommon, I would say.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do see them in some game stores, but they're like,
well, yeah, game stores are different though. I just mean like,
yeah, out in the wild.
But to your point, Joe, I did emulate all the AVP game, and I found the emulator was pretty solid. I mean, I can't compare it to original hardware, but of other emulators for CD-based games, I found that to be an easier one to emulate.
Yeah, so I'm a huge physical advocate, obviously, but like I loved emulation and I love digital stuff too, and like that's just as fun to me. Like I have so much fun just setting up my devices and getting my ROM sets and cleaning them up and getting the artwork nice. Like that in itself, it doesn't sound like fun. It sounds like boring as shit, but I think it's fun.
I like it, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Brian. What is the missing game in this photo? Photo itself is a hint.
I have a feeling it should be easy.
Yeah, this is it's ET, right?
It is ET. That's right.
I was gonna say that's when they found that big the landfill filled with them.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah! Fuck you, Jim.
Damn it,
Jim.
I'm a good boy.
What is the missing name of the Battletoad in the
Zitz?
Damn it!
It is Zitz. Guys are killing it right now. Gosh. Oh my goodness!
Go.
Tied 3-3. Last question.
Ooh.
Who's this? Whose turn is this?
That's on me.
Okay, Brian. Which video game character wears that hat?
Oh, Parappa the Rapper.
Oh, you got you, boy.
Fuck you, Jim.
Brian hates those games.
I hate Jim. Jim made me play them.
No. The fans voted. The fans voted for us to do that series. That's what it was.
I have the games over there. I still say to Jim, I want to sell them off. But yeah, I know that hat all too well. And I think the important thing we learned here is, Jim, I still beat you.
Yes, the final score is Brian 4, Jim 3. Congratulations, Brian. Talk shit. Let's see, and if it makes you feel better, I maybe I gave you too many hints on the Mortal Kombat one. Maybe I swayed the game.
I think that's just the Irish sticking together and not dealing with these French guys like Jim.
That's what it was.
Fucking IRA bullshit. That's why you'll never get your North back. Fuck you guys. You don't deserve it.
So, a couple things I wanted to talk about. So, first is, I thought this was kind of interesting. Let's go. So I don't know if you guys heard about this, but have you heard about that First Press Games company? You heard of these guys? Clowns. So First Press Games is the limited print company that has been taking people's money for the past 5-6 years. It doesn't, ship out games for the most part. Now they have some titles that they have actually printed and released. So it is possible to get certain games from them. There's like 2 or 3 that if you order them, they will send them to you. But like everything else, they haven't shipped. And I'm talking like there's been people who've been waiting 4 years, 4.5, 5 years sometimes for some of this stuff. I was talking to some dude who had like $800, $900 worth of collector's editions tied up that he had pre-ordered from them and hasn't received a single one. Not one single collector's edition has been shipped from them. So, they keep saying, we're making progress any day now. We're making progress any day now. And they do updates all the time saying, yep, we're making progress. And they show pictures of stuff on a table. Like, we have these now. But nothing ever gets done and nothing ever gets shipped. So who knows if it ever actually comes out. But one thing I did find interesting is this article that Goodbye Galaxy Dev is hiring legal support against First Press Games. So there's a little update here. It says, hello, gang. Apologies for the long delay in updating. Unfortunately, we've been facing challenges getting information on the physical products. I haven't heard from First Press Games since late April, excuse me. And even before that, was having a lot of difficulty trying to get information. It's been extremely frustrating, but I wanted to make sure you all know that we are not shrinking from our obligations. I've taken the step to hire legal support to help get this remedied as soon as possible. We're hoping and expecting this can help get things moving quickly. While we want to be transparent as we possibly can, we did have to check that we could explain the situation. Our lawyer has advised that as is a necessity to update you guys as one of our Kickstarter obligations. It should not be a problem, at least to share those plain facts. So I'm not going to read the rest, but yeah, looks like the actual developers who made contracts with these POSs are going to actually take legal action against them soon to either get their product released or null the contract, maybe, get out of it as far as I'm concerned. Let someone else do it. Jesus Christ. Just forget about these losers.
I think we talked about them 3 years ago when some big controversy with them happened. Maybe it was the first big thing that they missed and they fucked up and no one ever got anything. I didn't know they were still around. I'm actually shocked by that.
They'll still take your money. You can still go and pre-order games. Everything on their site, you can pre-order it. You want to go if you looking to waste money. Yeah,
I'm in the wrong racket.
And I'm looking up Good Boy Galaxy now, and yeah, obviously they have their things available, but it is just the ROM. So to your point, honestly, I don't know what they're doing as far as hiring lawyers, but if they can just breach their contract, be like, fuck it, you guys aren't releasing it, we're gonna take it somewhere else that can physically release it. Kind of screw you guys. I have to imagine in their contract language, they'd be like, yeah, you've breached it by not supplying anyone with their shit for over a year. So
it's insane.
These companies that do this shit, yeah, it drives me nuts.
That Good Boy Galaxy game, I am pretty sure they'd get a physical release on Evercade. So if you I think I'm not 100%, but I'm 80-90%. I'm pretty sure it did. And then same thing with the Sydney Hunter collection. That guy was supposed to release it through that's Reggie's friend. He's talked about it many times.
Yeah,
that guy was supposed. Yeah. He's supposed to release it to them, and same shit. He can't get his game released, and he got his release physically through the Evercade, so you can purchase it. And I actually am a dumbass, and I bought 2 copies of that. So if anybody needs a copy of let me know. Freaking just bought 2 for no damn reason. So I thought that was pretty fascinating. Another thing.
I mean, Joe, I would ask you, you're obviously you love physical, but there's a lot of companies out there right now that claim to love physical and want to bring it back, and we see these practices of not sending shit out to people forever, or in some cases, really ever. I don't know. I think it really hurts that potential of re-releasing shit because there's so much bad taste in the mouth of games.
I'm having my copy of Clock Tower. It's fucking great.
Nice, bro. Yeah. So what happens? So there's a thing that happens that I don't think a lot of people understand is that when one company does stuff like this, it's actually bad for all of the companies because it will put a bad taste in people's mouths for everybody. So for example, if you do Kickstarter campaigns and you have a bad experience and you do not get something, that will be bad for everyone else who does Kickstarter, because now the next guy who wants to do it, their trust is broken and it's gone. And so what happens is like this type of shit wears on people until it like literally breaks people to the point where like, I'm not buying from anybody anymore. Screw all these perimeter. I'm done with limited run. I'm done with this. I don't want to do any of that. I'm just going to buy retail games. I'm sick of this shit. And so that's what happens. And that sort of effect, that's not just in this situation. That's like in all things. So like the movie industry is doing badly because like the big companies are making bad movies. Like when Disney destroyed Star Wars, that was bad for all movies. That made people not like I just like stopped going to the movies, period. After that, like it wasn't like I just stopped going to see Disney movies or I stopped going to see Star Wars movies. I stopped going to the movies. I was just like, I don't even like going to see a Star Wars movie was like the reason to go to the movies for me for my whole life. Like when it was like, should I stay home and watch a movie or should I go to the theater? Yeah. But if it was like a Star Wars or something like that, hell yeah, you have to see it in the theater. It has to be in the theater. But then when you ruin that experience, now it's like, well, screw the theater. I don't even care. I'll just wait for everything to come out at home. You know what I mean? It ruins it for everybody. And another thing that happens is like when people like the gaming industry sucks and this sucks and that sucks and blah blah. What they really mean is that the AAA companies suck. And because the AAA companies suck, it makes people not want to buy any games, and that's bad for the indie developers and the AA developers and the, you know what I'm saying? Like it's people don't have like nuanced, complicated views of things. They're like F it all, man. You know what I mean? So like it's a bad thing when these big companies do. It's just bad for the whole industry. So that's my little rant on that.
Now, especially especially these kind of companies, they all sound the fucking same. You have limited run, limited edition, premium edition, special reserve, secret rare. Like they all sound the fucking same. It's very easy to get confused when one fucks up.
Yeah, and an example of what I'm talking about is that like strictly limited games. I had many pleasant experiences with them. Bought lots of games from them, had no issues.
Yeah,
and like. And then now all of a sudden, not anymore. Like they haven't shipped me a game in like a year and a half, dude. Like they're way backed up. Like none of my, I'd been ordering steadily from them and they take forever for their stuff to come in. So I just been ordering. And I looked and it's like, I got like 13 orders in with them or something. It's like several $100s and they haven't sent me a game in like 2 years. And so, their new pre-order just came out for their game Rodland. I'm not buying anything from them until I get my shit, like, you know what I mean? And it's because of experiences with like first press games and stuff. Like you have bad experiences and then it's like all the trust is gone. I'm not no more, like that's it, like it's over. And so and then it becomes like this self-fulfilling death spiral where like they're not shipping stuff, so then people are stopped buying stuff, and so then nobody's buying stuff, so now they can't afford to run the business, and now it all collapses, and it's like the money train breaks or whatever.
Just goes away. Yep.
Dumb. So yeah, screw those idiots. Speaking of, well, not idiots, but speaking.
Wow!
of,
holy shit! Now that you're talking about that, I just checked my emails and I have an order from last September that I haven't gotten yet.
Yeah,
that's fun. That's good.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. Yeah, and they supposedly
totally forgot I even put it in
now. Yeah,
totally forgot.
That's what I'm saying. I got like $900 worth of shit. And so another company, Limited Rare Today, was supposed to release their game. And it just didn't happen. It just 7 hours later, we were running diagnostics to find out what went wrong. Unaccessible. Unaccessible? I think it's acceptable, maybe.
Look, they might fuck up, but at least they're cute when they do it.
I don't care. They're hilarious. For all I know, like they did this on purpose. They were never planning on selling anything today. They just thought this was funny.
Probably not. This is a good PR for PR ploy.
So anyway, yeah, they were supposed to release the game today at 2:00, and it never happened. And so yeah, if you guys are interested, it should be coming out the next day or two, maybe. Keep an eye out. Maybe they'll release it at 2 a.m. something like that.
Or you'll get cute memes. Either way.
Yeah.
I'm happy either way.
And then I got a bunch of pickups to show off. Do you guys have any pickups or anything you guys want to show off today? You guys have any items? Any goodies from your collection?
Give me a second. I think I have a couple pickups.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been low.
Well, if you don't have to, whatever. I'm just going to
Yeah.
show off a couple things, and then
Oh yeah.
we'll go from there. So the first thing I got, there was a sale on PlayAsia, and it was insane.
Oh,
Like
okay.
shit was just like $20 a piece, $15 a piece. Really cheap game. So this was an order I put in that finally came in. First game that I got is called Serial Cleaners on the PS4.
Ah, okay.
And I just want to say that this is the nicest condition game I have ever received in my life for a PS4 game. This game is fucking perfect. The seal is perfect. It's smooth. It's not bloated. It's not squished. It's not dented. There's no damage to the back. It is immaculate. I've never gotten a game in such nice condition. I honestly think I might grade this thing. It's so nice. It's not worth a lot. It's just it's literally the best condition I've ever received a PS4 game in my life. It's cheap ass game. It's like $15. It ain't worth a lot, but I couldn't believe it. It's so nice.
You're like, I don't even want to open it.
Seriously, I really don't. Like, I'm like, man, I never ever get something that's that amazing. So
Nice.
Hold on. So I have some footage here of the game, of what it is. And yeah, let's go right here. So it's like kind of an interesting. Oh, hold on. Let's try that again.
Oh
no, it looks like Brian. I hate it.
There we go. So this is like the premise of this game is you clean up murder scenes, and before the police get there. So
I like
it's like an advanced party hard almost.
Well, it kind of looks like Disco Elysium, but like with
yeah, it's got that top-down perspective. But it's like really gory and gross, and like I said, I just thought it was a neat premise. Like, I'm all about games that offer like a unique experience, and sounded neat to me. So I don't know if it's super fun or how good it is, but it looked cool. And as far as I know, it didn't get a Western release. It's got English, but this is the Japanese release. I think this is the only PS4 version of this. Is the Japanese release. So that's another thing I just like to collect in general. I like to collect Japanese games or Asian, Chinese games that are in English that didn't get a Western release. They just tend to be valuable down the road.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
So,
never heard of that.
That's a game I'm just going to look into in general because that's right up my alley.
It's neat. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if it's going to change your life or whatever, but it looks cool. I thought it was interesting. Okay, so this next game I got is called Katanakami. Katanakami? Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, yeah, good old Katana Kami, of course.
Yeah.
Rolls off the tongue.
I get it was kind of like a cheaper impulsy type buy, but it's kind of neat. It's like a top-down Diablo-ish type game, I'd say, that type of action type game. But it takes place in like feudal Japan, and you're like a samurai dude, and you chop people up with samurai swords. And I don't know, that sounds like a good time to me. Yeah, again, this was, I don't think, released in the West. It's got English. It's kind of a theme here. But yeah, I picked it up. It's pretty cheap. Like I said, it was like a Switch game for $20 or less. I'm all about that. Thanks. All right, so this next game, literally, I couldn't even like download footage for it because everything was NSFW.
All right. Got my attention.
You just piqued Jim's interest very much.
Yes, I saw when I was looking for footage. One of the videos was like, "Is this the most perverted game ever made?" That's what it said. I was like, "Damn it! That's not what I thought this was. I thought it was just a dungeon crawler, but it's called Moro Crystal H, and it's like a first person dungeon crawler type game.
All right. What are we calling
but
for?
It's got waifus. Oh yeah, we're going for it. We're doing it. So it's
All
got
right, sold.
okay, hold on. Let me do it right here. God dang it. All right. There we go. So yeah, so basically you have a group full of waifus, and you go into the dungeons and you do stuff in the dungeons. Yeah.
I like how
This
it has
thing-
like Fantasy Star like level attacks.
Correct. So that's this genre of dungeon crawl, the first person dungeon crawler, it all looks like Fantasy Star, which is why I like this genre, because Fantasy Star is like one of my favorite games of all time. Like I just absolutely love it. So
wait,
I
Fantasy Star
enjoy.
with hits.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
I'll buy
yeah.
10.
Yeah. Yeah, again, it's an East Asia Soft exclusive. I don't think it got like a regular Western release. I think it's only through PlayAsia that you can get it. But you know, it's just it's probably like really perverted. So there you go. There you go. So just keep that in
Well,
mind.
Jim, we know your next. We know your next crusty corner.
We sure as hell do.
So yeah. Keeping with the theme. I got
more smut.
this game.
More, yes.
Smashing the Battle. I don't know if you heard of this one. Ghost Soul. So it's another game about a waifus with the big bobbies. And you smash the monster with the big bobs. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know,
Do
you
you
look at
need more?
boobs and butts and you blow stuff up and it looks cool. So remember when
Do
I
what you
said not
gotta do,
everything needs to be dark and badass? Remember, I was like, oh yeah, I like shit that's metal. Here I am with this fucking shit.
Joe's gonna put a hurting on my
Yeah.
goddamn wallet tonight.
Smashing the Battle. Oh, I didn't get footage for this one. I forgot to get footage. But anyway, I got Mr. Driller
Oh, nice.
on the Switch.
Okay.
So this is a remaster of a PS1 game. I'm sure it got released on this, probably the Saturn and a bunch of other stuff too. I think it got released on the Dreamcast as well back in the day. Anyway, this is a new remastered re-release of this game. And again, this only came out in Japan. We didn't get it in the West. I don't even think we got it in Europe. I don't think we got. Maybe it was a code in the box. I don't know. But as far as I know, this is the only physical version of this game.
Huh.
Gotta get it from Japan. I'm like super into like these arcadey old school games, and there's been a ton of cool remasters on the Switch. So, oh boy, am I glad I switched off that last video. Oh my goodness. It's still playing on me on the screen, and shocking.
You're like, oh shit.
Well, there goes the YouTube and Twitch.
Oh man. All right, so this next one is freaking badass. This is called Nightmare Reaper from Super Rare Games. This is one of those boomer shooters, they call them. This is just particularly badass.
Style.
Yeah, so it's a little more over pixelated than even Doom was, but it's like completely gory and totally nasty. And like as far as I know, it's got like a bunch of RPG elements to it. I believe you can actually like level up your character somehow. So I'm not 100% unsure how the systems work, but if I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So this game, the Switch version only came out through Super Rare Games, and it sold out like wicked fast. So this is probably going to be like an actual pretty expensive Switch game.
Oh,
but then
awesome.
it did get a PS4 and PS5 release through Limited Run Games, which I think the pre-orders have closed for that, but those will probably be a little more cheaper or available if you just want to get a copy. But I think the Switch copy is going to be like fucking insanely expensive.
Yeah, I'll pray for like a PlayAsia port eventually, but nah, that'll probably be real expensive.
Yeah, you never know.
What's that
like
one called?
Nightmare Reaper.
It's called fucking awesome. Look at this shit.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
That's one. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was like
Here's the deal. I've as you're talking, I already added the bundle for Serial Killers to my Steam list right now.
nice.
And I see that like these games already, I'm like, yeah, I just need to play them. And I see that's available for Steam as well. So yeah.
Well, I mean, that's probably a cheap digital game, so I would absolutely play it. It looks freaking dope. And then
Yeah, that game looks amazing.
yeah, it's right up my alley. I mean, I first of all, I love boomer shooters.
Fuck!
Like
It's already at least $120 on eBay.
the
Ah!
Switch copy.
Yep.
Yeah. So when it comes to Super Rare games, it's funny. Like their games are either like so weird and out there that like they don't sell out for months and they have like a super hard time selling them, or they'll just get these fucking bangers that sell out in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, the
And
listings
so-
are all between 120 and like 230. So, yep.
Yeah, so I
goodbye.
believe it. That game sold out like, and like they don't sell out that fast. That thing was like gone in like 10 minutes, like that. So I was like, wow. So the FOMO is real.
Oh yeah.
And then this last game is a little treat for myself because I got a retro game, and I don't always. There's not that many that I still want, to be honest with you, and it's hard to get them at a price that I'm willing to not vomit when I pay. So this one was perfect. This is I got the Red Star for PS2, and I've wanted this motherfucker for a long time. But it's just always a little too pricey. So people usually ask like $50-$60 for this, and I was always like, I don't want to pay that much. So I ended up getting this for $35. And I'm very
Nice.
excited about that. And then what it is it's like a Contra / beat 'em up game, I guess. So like you do have guns and you can shoot people, so it is kind of like a running gun. But if you look, see how you have like these melee attacks.
Kind of reminds me of Zombie Revenge on the Dreamcast.
That is, yeah, that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
It's neat. It's definitely a good game. I would say it falls under the hidden gem category, I suppose. Like most hardcore collectors probably have heard of it, but like, you know, I guess maybe your average normie hasn't, because it's one of those games that's like, it's not cheap, but it's not expensive. So it's like one of those more like, I don't know, you just don't see it as often. But yeah, it's called the Red Star. I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah, first I heard of that. It looks cool.
Condition's pretty decent. The disc had like a little scratching on it, which kind of pissed me off, but the game plays fine. So what are you gonna do? If it plays, it plays. I'm not gonna bitch.
That's the type of game, and I've said many times, PS2, that generation is my favorite to collect for, because I find myself constantly finding games that still play, like, hold up today with no issue. And that looks like the type of game where I would be like, wow, this is a lot more fun than I thought it would be.
Yeah, so I found out that you can throw your PS1 and PS2 games in your PC, and your emulator will just play them and upscale them. And playing upscaled PS2 games is a treat. Let me tell you, it's like playing brand new games all over again. And some of them look fucking insane, dude. Like, I'll tell you, I've said this before on the show, like the Burnout games look amazing when you upscale them and play them. I'm like, they look like at least PS3 games. They look fantastic. So yeah, I'm a huge fan. I love the PS2, like you said, and like throw a couple upscalers on there. I'm telling you, it'll be like a whole new experience. But if you're like into the classic vibe, if you're not into that digital nonsense, you don't like upscaling, you go this route. This is actually my best pickup today. I bought this like an hour before the show. It almost made me late, but I was like pretty excited to find this. Oh, I got this CRT.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yes.
Jesus.
13-inch Sony Trinitron.
Oh, shit. A
Big
Trinitron?
digital Trin-
Yep.
Yep.
It's a Trinitron.
Damn.
And yeah, so normally those go for on eBay, they sell for like $100 to $130, and the guy was selling it for like $75, and I talked him down for $50. I was perfectly happy. $50 for a little Trinitron TV. I mean, I could probably have gotten it cheaper if I really waited or tried, but like I don't see those come up very often. Not those little white ones.
No.
And I wanted the white one because if you see, I have like the little white PS1.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
So it has the screen on it, so I could use it with the screen. But I also just want to like hook it up to it and play it on a little TV sometimes because the screen's cool. But at home, what the fuck am I using the little screen for? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's cool, but it's not really practical. So I wanted to have that little CRT, and I'm going to set it up in the other room, and I'm going to put my PS1 on it, maybe a PS2. And yeah, just maybe my Nintendo. So like I don't have a ton of old school stuff, but I do have some stuff, and it would be nice to be able to hook up my Nintendo and play it. Just have a little TV. So yeah, I picked that up, and I'm really excited about it. Now I just have to like calm down and not start collecting CRTs.
Yeah, you don't have the space for that.
No, because immediately I was like, "Ooh, this guy down here is a PVM. Ooh, this guy over here has got this. Oh, maybe I should get like a nice 27-incher as well. Maybe I'll get." It's like immediately, and then I'm like, "Wait, no, I don't have room for this.
Just leave
Not
it.
that I don't
Yeah.
have money. I got the money, but I just don't have the room." And my girlfriend ain't gonna like it if I'm like, "Can I put 17 TVs in the living room?" No. Like max headroom or something, like all the fucking shit. So.
Look,
But
it's
yeah,
like they always say, ask for forgiveness, not for permission. Oh.
Yeah, for real, dude. That is the way to be. But then they start using that logic against you, and that shit ain't cool.
Yep.
So my
Then
girlfriend,
it's all about spite buying at this point.
no, she's figured out this new thing where she'll just start doing errands that she knows that I have to finish without fucking asking me. So just be like, "I'm gonna paint the fucking house." I'm like, "You're not gonna paint the house. I'm gonna paint the house. You're gonna start painting the house, and now you're gonna stop, and now I have to paint the fucking house." But this is her way of getting me to paint the house. You see. So
They
she
are
doesn't have
evil.
to ask me. She just starts doing it. Now I'm like, "Well, now I have to do it." You see. Games.
Oh yeah, we all know that pain.
Anyway, you guys got any stuff you want to show?
What you got,
Right.
Chambers?
Well, I do have a couple pickups because thrift stores are tight. It's tough out there. Funny you mentioned Burnout because I actually just recently got
Yeah.
Burnout on GameCube there, trying to get the
Let's
glare out of
go.
there.
Love
Yeah,
those games.
it's beat the shit, but it was $3. So I said, fuck it, why not?
Hey,
Funny we're talking about Fable and games that I've never played because Fable 3. Again,
nice.
$3. I went, why the hell not? And same with Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2 on the GameCube, another $3 jammer. And this is also
yeah.
beat the shit. So actually,
Bro.
there's a lot of like GameCube stuff there. So I was like, ooh, GameCube. But it was all beat to hell. So I was like, all right, pick it and choose these $3 purchases.
Mm.
And as far as something cool to show off, probably the crown jewel of my collection is my little LCD handheld Splatterhouse game.
What the
So,
heck? Never seen this.
Yep, these are tough to find. They go on eBay for $200 some, and it actually plays goddamn really well for an LCD game. Like it's actually shockingly fun to play. The music's like kind of ripped from the game. It's a chunky boy too, but it's
Hey Joe, this is one of those moments where Jim is overhyping just something he paid too much money for.
Hey, it could be the most ultimate Tiger handheld ever lived.
it is
Basically
Fuck
what
you,
it
Brian.
is.
Hey, if you have anything I've never seen before, I think it's cool. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of shite people doing this show. People are like, have you seen those? I'm like, I've seen 12 of those. Did you know about this? Yes,
Yes,
we've seen it.
I have 3 of them right over here.
It's funny because people are like, you guys don't always talk about PlayStation collecting. I'm like, watch the first 100 episodes. We saw it. We talked about it.
We
I've
got
seen
all
all
of it.
the games. Right.
Yeah, I told you, Joe, when Jim was looking for that. I haven't seen shit for that's been worth collecting. So yeah, I'm owed a good collecting, and as I said, we're gonna be headed to a place called Too Many Games, where usually there's a hell of a lot of good vendors there. So I'm getting something. Last year I got a couple things. This year, I always
where's Too Many Games? Is that New York or where's that?
Right outside
No,
of
it's-
Philly.
yeah,
Oh, it's
right,
outside of
yeah. It's at the near the Valley Forge Casino. So
Very
yeah,
cool.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty goddamn big. Guest list this year is pretty but whatever.
But
My
for vendors
goal-
and collecting, it's great.
I'm gonna go. I want to try to go to some conventions next year. Get out of the house, not be so lazy.
My goal is to get too drunk and embarrass myself.
Oh, that's a goal you could accomplish there.
Oh, I have every single time I've gone. That's for fucking sure.
Did you have anything else you want to show off, Jim?
Nah, nothing too crazy of note. So
Brian, do you have anything you'd like to show off today?
No. Like I said, I don't I've always admitted I'm not. I don't have the WoW collection other than horror shit. Yeah, it ain't.
It's so collecting is. It's not about having wow stuff. It's cool to have, but like it's not what
Yeah.
it's about. Like my collection, 99% of it, it's not like the rarest shit ever. It's just the stuff that I think is the coolest.
Yeah.
So like to me, this is the dopest shit. Most people might be like, oh, whatever, I don't care. But like to me, I'm like, nah, this is what I want. So when I collect, like there are things that I buy for the purpose of just collecting, no doubt. There are games that I buy that I do not want to play, that I don't want to open. They're just rare, or they're cool, or they're part of a set. That's what gets me a lot. As I'll buy a lot of games that are just like, I want all the horror games, so I'm buying these 3 shit ones I don't like, or I'm getting all the so there's definitely that aspect to in my collection. There will always be games like that, but I'd say 80 to 85% of them, they are games that I actually think are dope and I want to play at some point in my life. And that doesn't matter to me, like how much they cost. I just care, like I collected like all the Tiger Woods golf games. They're not expensive. I just really like Tiger Woods golf.
Really enjoy,
and they're fucking fun. And I like going over and people like, I'm like, what do you want to play? What year? Let's try this year. Let's try that year. It's just fun seeing the differences and stuff and seeing the different players who show up and stuff. Like we'll be playing for like 6-7 months and then we'll switch to a different version. And like that golfer that you've been picking isn't in this game anymore. I'm like, ha, yeah, you have to pick someone new. Like, so like, it's fun. Like, it doesn't matter how much it costs or how rare it is or whatever. It's just, if you love it, dude, that's all the collecting's about. So,
yeah. No, and yeah, that's why I said for me the collecting is the horror DVDs that replace my video game thing. Finding libraries, Goodwills, anywhere I can. I found a dude on Facebook. I have 2 boxes in the back here. It's probably 200 DVDs worth of stuff. And it was one of those weird deals. If you ever did deals off Facebook, I'm like, I think this guy's a junkie. And he just needs the cash real bad. But I was like, whatever. It's a whole bunch of obscure horror I've never seen. It probably half of it's terrible, but gotta have it for my collection. I got a hell of a deal for it. So I was like, I'll take it.
Heck yeah. So I've said this before in the show. I do like collecting. So I had a whole movie collection over here. I moved into the room, but like I'm big into collecting 4Ks and Blu-ray and stuff. I've tried to explain to people that right now is how it was for video games 8 years ago. Right now is that time that you wish you would have bought stuff for those movies and those games, because you can go and get hundreds of Blu-rays for $40.
Oh yeah,
boxed 4Ks for $100. Like you can still buy those insane deals, and like most people are like, yeah, what the hell? Who cares? Why would I want that crap? Just wait. Just wait till you can't buy it anymore. Just wait till all that's left is these stupid streaming services, and that's all there is. And then somebody's like, you know what? I really want to watch 21 Jump Street. I love that show. Well, guess what? That shit ain't on anywhere. But guess what? The DVD is $350, bitch. Pay up. You want to watch 21 Jump Street? Pay up, bitch. You know what I mean? So it's going to happen. There's no way that everything is going to be on streaming. It's just the way,
no
like,
way in hell.
It'll be like Nintendo Switch Online. We're like, we offer you like 4 Game Boy games and 8 NES games. That's good, right? That's enough, right? That's cool. We're like, no, dude, there's like another 1,000 games we'd like to play. What the fuck, Nintendo?
Yeah.
That's the same thing it's going to be for everything. So I tell people, like, if you have any interest at all in building a physical movie collection, do it now. Do it right now. Do it right now, because you can get it crazy cheap. And it just, there'll be shit that's cheap forever, but there will be movies that become absurdly expensive that's already happened.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Like, what's crazy is music DVDs, live performance DVDs for bands are surprisingly valuable, especially if you're into like obscure music, like metal and stuff like that. If you have like old Opeth Live, Napalm Death Live, if you have like these old live things, like they're pretty valuable because they didn't get re-released. They got printed like once, sold once. That's it, So like there's a lot of stuff out there that already does have a lot of value if you do your research. So So if you guys want to do even more, if you want to spend more money and be even more broke.
Exactly. I don't need to do that anymore.
Well, gentlemen, what days of the week do you do your podcast? Where can people find you?
We record on Mondays. They come out on Friday. So head on over to YouTube, look for Drink a Beer and Play a Game. Twitter or X, whatever the fuck, at a beer and a game. Drink a Beer and Play a Game on Facebook and Instagram and Blue Sky and Threads and all the other shit out there.
So I got some of them down in the links. I got Instagram, X, and YouTube down in the description, guys. If you want to click,
good, that's perfect. Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, check out Drink a Beer, Play a Game, Power Hour podcast on iTunes and Spotify, and it also goes up on YouTube if you like watching them over there. So, but yeah, Brian will throw up what do you call it, shorts almost every week at this point. Every once in a while, I'll make some random crap on a video on my collection. So yeah, we put all kinds of stuff up there.
Awesome. Well, guys, we a little over the almost 2.5 hour mark. That was awesome. That was a really good show. I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys did too.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Thanks for having us on, bud. We truly appreciate it. It was a great time for us.
Yeah, and we had a great viewership tonight, by the way, guys. We had like 120 live viewers, like almost the whole show. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you all.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. Fun. Yeah. That's because I showed them freaking titty games. Come on, let's just be real.
I mean, we knew what brought
that. That milkshake always brings the boys to the yard. So
yeah, I gotta wait for the stream to end before I get up. So
damn it, Jim.
On that note, so yeah, thanks guys for watching. I hope you had a great night. We're going to be back again next Thursday with Rad Bash Gaming. Should be awesome. And yeah, thanks. Have a nice night, everybody.
Thank you,
everybody. Cheers, all.
Cheers, everyone.
Later.
You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting season. Come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk again, only got the fans. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and eat, gonna live the dream. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song to the break of dawn. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready, you got one more chance.